Is there a right way to deal with heartbreak? I pondered bitterly as Stephanie laid bare her emotions. I'm powerfully drawn to this other person. I've fallen in love with them without meaning to, and I have to pursue this relationship as well, she explained, tears streaking her face. My heart raced, fury taking over as I spat. I know perfectly well who he is, you cunt. It's that skinny little shitweasel Lee Davenport. This is my path through the storm of betrayal and the journey to find peace. Enjoy watching it. Dave, I'm taking the easy way out, I know it. First off, you should get way better than this from me. For that, I'm real sorry. I wanted to tell you face to face. I tried more than once, but just couldn't do it. You need to know this isn't about you, or how I feel for you. I truly love you, always have. Saying yes to you was the top choice I ever made. You being in my life means so much. You are a super husband, great in love, the best dad to our kids, and the top mate anyone could wish for. I'm so proud to be your wife, and I wish more than anything our marriage can get past what I'm about to say. I won't be home tonight or this weekend. I've gone off on a date. Yes, a date, a weekend away. I'll be back Monday p.m. I won't say who with or where. I don't want us to do things we'll be sorry for. It's our first trip as a couple, and it's a big move for us. This thing between us has been going on for a bit. You haven't spotted it, nor has it touched you or us. If anything, it's made things better for us. I've been feeling happier. I really value everything about you, even the bits that aren't perfect. It's made us stronger as a couple. But I've got to tell you, my heart has wandered. I've fallen for someone else, and it wasn't on purpose. I need to see where this goes. For me. I really hope you get it, and can forgive me one day. I bet you're mad. I'm not sure what to say. My feelings are strong, and love is always right, I believe. I know this is tough on you. I admit things could have gone better, but it's happening, and I wouldn't change it. If I did nothing, I'd always wonder, what if? I can't live like that. Looking back, I see I should have let you in on deciding to open up our marriage. All I can say is, I wanted to protect you. I'd have gone ahead anyway. I was scared you'd hurt. I thought not knowing would be easier. I never meant to cause pain. I really hope you don't think this means the end for us. I don't want our family to split. What's done is done. You'll react how you need to. Maybe you'll want space or even talk about divorce. But I don't want that. I still love you deeply. I believe we can figure this out, make a way for us all to be happy. You're awful. Just so bad. How could you do this? I can't believe it. I just can't. Gosh, all of this is a mess. Just a complete mess. You won't say who, but that's a joke. I know exactly who it is. Oh yeah, it's that thin guy, Lee Davenport, the music guy at the high school where you work. He always seemed off to me. Now I get why. You think I'm dumb, huh? Hiding it with words that don't pick a side, making me guess if it's maybe not a guy. Nope, I can't stand what you find in him. He looks like he'd tip over with just a puff of air. He's so in touch, you'd say. Nope. The guy's all about plants for food and can't handle wheat or his stomach acts up. You had him over way too much, making a big deal out of his odd eats. He hardly touched anything. But oh, the peas. Peas? Who gets all happy over peas? Gosh, oh, you said I didn't see it, that it didn't touch us or us being together. But I saw. The first time I met him, I felt all weird and it never went away. You didn't stop talking and caring for him like you were hit by a love bug. You always had him over for dinner saying, it's hard for him to find pals. You tried to hook him up with ladies we knew, asked me for tips, but never listened. Then boom, you say he's gay, and that made you like him more. You kept saying he's gay so I wouldn't get upset, but I knew it was all a game. He only had eyes for you. Then, like 2 years back, you quiet down about him, which made me sigh in relief. You think I didn't see that bounce in your step or you being sweeter to me? I fooled myself thinking we were doing better. Dumb me. Maybe I thought it was 'cause our kids were picking colleges and we'd have the house to us. Nope. You wanted your own space and I was just there. Don't you dare say I wasn't worried. Don't you dare say I wasn't jealous. Don't you dare say I didn't almost go mad thinking about you two and those extra hours at work. Oh, I did. You saw it. You saw what it was doing to me. You called my worry cute and silly. You laughed at me for it. You laughed. You said I was insecure. We're just pals, you'd say. We're on the same team. It's all in your head. You've got nothing to stress about. You always had an excuse when I got a bit worried about all the time you spent with that skinny guy. Nope, you made it clear. My job was to trust you, believe you, and feel okay with the lie that you'd never hurt me. If I stood my ground, I'd be the one in the wrong. You used that against me like it was a big bomb. We spent the last 2 years of our marriage playing a dangerous game. I couldn't say a word because then I'd be the bad one. I didn't call you out because that meant I was jealous and clingy and a bad, crazy man, bad husband, bad. Man, you called me childish, not strong and weak. You even made me believe it. I truly thought I was going crazy. That was easier to take than thinking you could hurt me so much for so long. You even pulled the kids into this mess. God damn. If I told the truth, I'd be the villain, messing up our marriage, breaking our family. You twisted every bit of love and trust I gave you, pushed it way past its limit, and it's not even funny, you proud, mean, nasty person. And you still do it. What kind of monster does that, thinking everything's okay? To hell with you, Stephanie. To hell with you in every way. I walked around our place like a trapped animal, yelling in my head at her, at him. In my mind, I had my hands around his neck, squeezing the life out of him. He turned purple, his eyes popped, and he died while Stephanie just watched, yelling and crying for me to stop because she loves him. I imagined hitting his head on the ground, making a mess everywhere. I hit him in his make-believe belly, broke his make-believe ribs, and smashed his dumb pretend face, messing up his jaw and eye spot, sending his silly big fake glasses flying. I stepped on his make-believe hands, breaking all his tiny bird-like bones so he'd never play his darn piano again. Damn. That note. That darn note. She's so out of touch. She's so lost in her mind. She never planned to talk face-to-face about this. I know her too well. She's just making herself feel good with that idea. She'd have changed that note a dozen times on her computer, picking just the right words, all to seem like she's owning up without really doing so and making me the bad guy if I can't handle her mess. She must have spent days on it. Days. Then, once it was just right, she'd have written it all neat on the fancy paper her mom gave her a long time ago, which we've never used, just to make it seem serious and deep. As if it was meant to be a love note or something to keep. If there's one good thing, it's knowing I'm not losing my mind. I've been going crazy for 2 years, telling myself I didn't see what I saw, I didn't believe what I knew, and I didn't feel what I felt. Lord help me. It's almost a kind of relief. So, whatever my marriage with Stephanie was, it's finished. It has been for some time. Now I know where I stand. I've been just one of her husbands. My thoughts and feelings might have made her lie to me, but not enough to stop her from cheating. I don't even count enough for her to really talk to me. I don't get to know the truth about my own dang marriage. She's just gonna say, yes, okay, I did something bad, but now it's your mess. And if we split and everything falls apart, it'll be my fault if I don't just go along with her cheating and having it thrown in my face. Time went on. So did the first big wave of mad, which burst out quick and fierce, but started a fire that would keep burning maybe forever. Now it was mixed with a deep kind of sad I've never felt before. How could she? How could she? Was she really that heartless? That mean? Did she ever care about me? Not if it meant she had to pick me over anyone or anything else she wanted, I guess. If she could do this sort of thing, then I never really knew her. 22 years together, gone, because she just had to go after that awful guy. Not caring one bit about how it would hurt me. I wasn't even worth telling until she had no choice. She still hasn't really talked to me. To her, I'm just the dumb, stupid husband who's in the way of her big love, and I'm being silly if I don't just give in. So she'll deal with my upset later, after I've cried it out. Damn, was I that terrible? Did she need something from someone else that I couldn't give? Couldn't she have talked to me about it? If she was unhappy, couldn't we have tried to fix it? Why did she have to ignore me like I meant nothing? Why was she so quick to push me aside? Damn it, Steph, how did things get this bad? What will we do with the house? I don't have another place. Not yet. Maybe that'll change. Maybe I'll move. Maybe she will. How will any of this work? Why did she have to mess up everything? Damn. Oh no. She doesn't want to shake things up at all. She wants to keep things going like before, still with that jerk. But now she wants everyone to know. Maybe she'd start staying at his place. Maybe she'd even want to move him into this house. My house. My home. Damn it. And have him live here like he owns the place, too. No way. How could she think that's okay? What's wrong with her? I never thought feeling this mad, this sad, this tornado of thoughts and feelings, worry and fear and all, would be so tiring. I've walked around the house for hours. I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. I haven't eaten since noon, but I'm not hungry. Surprised I haven't thrown up. Thought about drinking, but seems pointless. I already feel out of it. I realize I'm doing what Stephanie wants, letting my mad feelings burn out while she's out of it, then we can talk, and she'll try to pull me back under her thumb. No way. She's treating me like a high school kid, all anger and pain and no choices. She waits until their storm calms, then gets them back in line. Big mistake, Steph. I'm not a kid you can just handle. I'm not someone you can just talk down to. You can't act like the problem is just me being childish. My feelings are right and fair. And yeah, now that I think about it, I've got a lot of choices. I'm in a spot where I can do a lot you wouldn't like. I can mess up your life just like you did mine. I won't play along anymore. I've been just taking the hits, cornered. Not anymore. I've got the weekend. I've got space to make moves. I could take a deep breath, slow down, think of all the ways out, and then make my plan. I wasn't going to fall for her tricks. I wasn't going to just sit there and let it happen. I'd do something she'd never guess, never see coming. I needed to do something that would really throw her off, something no one would expect from me. So I got in my car and just drove off, not knowing where I was headed. I just needed to get away, if only I knew what to do next. The Diamond Lounge wasn't much to look at, even on its best days, and today was far from that. At night, though, its countless lights turned it into something like a fair, with its bright pink paint and neon touches making it look flashy, cheap, and just the right kind of shady. I hadn't been to a strip club in ages. The last time was for Keith's bachelor party, and we were hardly old enough to be there. The dancers working now probably weren't even born back then. Heck, some might be as young as Jessica. I was really unsure about this whole thing. At the door stood a big black guy, squeezed into a tight t-shirt and a suit jacket. Jerome was nice, friendly, and made it clear without saying so that he wouldn't stand for any trouble tonight. He took my cover charge and let me in. Stepping inside was a bit overwhelming. The music's bass felt like a truck with engine trouble. The place was lit up in red, pink, and flashing white lights that made me worry about having a fit. The women were dressed, or rather undressed, in ways that hardly covered anything. Some were topless, wearing only tiny covers, which wasn't my usual scene on a Friday night, but it started to seem normal after a few minutes. I hit up the ATM in the corner, pulled out what I hoped would be enough cash, and grimaced at the withdrawal fee. I took a spot by the bar and got my first of 2 drinks from a thin girl in small clothes. She gave me 1s and 5s for my bigger bills for tipping. The drinks weren't good, too weak, but the dancers were worth it. There was a girl, Ilana, who spun on the pole as if she loved it, then climbed up, flipped, and came down fast, stopping right before the ground by holding the pole tight with her legs, her face just off the ground. After her, Mary did moves on the floor that taught me more than a book could. Becky had on a neckpiece with points and let guys tap her backside for $5 each hit. Then came Candy. She wasn't flashy, but the way she moved was like a flag in the breeze. It was so smooth, I couldn't think anyone could move like that without breaking. It kept me watching. I forgot how her clothes came off or how much money I dropped, but it was a bunch. Touching her as I gave her money felt so soft and nice. After dancing, the dancers would chat with the ones who tipped well, hoping to lead them to private rooms. I didn't catch the eye of the first few, but Candy came right over. She sat on me, and I saw how small she was, not much over 5 feet and very light. But she seemed to fill the space. Her green eyes, even in the dim pink light, shone bright. "Hi, thanks for the tips. Did you enjoy my dance?" "Yes, it was amazing. I've never seen anything like it." "I'm happy you think so. I'm Candy. What's your name?" "Dave." "Nice to meet you, Dave," she said, batting her long, fake lashes at me. Then her eyes met mine and I saw something real, just for a second. Her pro look cracked, revealing something more. She moved in close, sat on my lap, and whispered in my ear, "Look, Dave. Normally I'd sit and flirt, maybe play with your hair or your shirt and ask if you want to go to a private room for a dance. but I can tell a broken heart from far away." Her voice had a hint of a southern accent, maybe from Tennessee or Kentucky. "I promise I can help. That's what I do. That's why I'm here. You know, all us girls here have stage names. My real name's Cookie. Cookie Deathridge." "Cookie? Is that for real?" "Shh, yes, and I only tell people I trust because I need them to trust me. I'll show you my ID later with my real name and address. I'll do this because you don't look like a bad guy. You're not usually the kind to come here. You're here because you're hurt, feeling alone and lost. I can see it, and you need my help. Some folks save cats or help at food places. I fix broken hearts. Your wife did a real job on you, huh?" Yes, can you really tell?" "I can. It's all over your face, and look at your hand." She grabbed my left hand and held it up. "You have hard spots here and here, touching where my wedding ring used to be, and the skin in the middle is soft. Your ring hasn't been off for long, not for years, and it's been off just a short while. Did it happen tonight?" "Yeah." I had left my ring in the car. I wondered if Steph had taken hers off too while with Lee. Probably not. She didn't care about betraying our marriage. Why would her ring matter to her? She then took my other hand. "You're good with your right hand, I see. Let me check." It was dim, but she found what she was after. "Your love line. It's not whole. It stops and starts. And this looks like you have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. Twins? Wow. How did you know? Am I off?" "No, you're spot on. Mike and Jessica. They're at college now. Good on them. And you." "Thanks. I mean it. You're a good dad. Where are they studying?" "Mike's at State, learning to design buildings. Jessica's close by, but in dorms. She wanted the full college vibe. She's diving into the mind, studying psychology." Cookie nodded, giving me a closer look. A soft, slipped out. She got up and led me by the hand to a side hall. "Look, I'm taking you aside. We have rules, but forget them for now. It's 20 for a dance, 50 for 3. The curtain stays shut, and we have a camera for safety, but it just doesn't save. Jerry will tell you the rules, but you're not just anyone, and I'm not really here to dance." She pointed at a guy behind a counter as we turned a corner. "Pay him and the place pays me. You can tip more later if you want. Don't fret about that now. We've got bigger things to work on. It might take time." "Work to do?" "You gotta share your story. Let it all out. I'll listen, make sure you see you're a good guy despite it all, and tell you any lady would be lucky to have you. Then, I'll use my skills to perk you up." She pecked me on the cheek and stepped back, but kept hold of my hands. "I'll go change for our hangout. I'll see you in room 3 soon. Go chat with Jerry." She glanced over my shoulder at him, gave a nod, and made a strange sign with her hand. She curled her fingers like she was holding something, twisted her wrist, and then tapped her hand on her chest 3 times, before she danced off towards what must have been the changing area, maybe putting a bit more pep in her step than needed. "So you're Jerry, right?" I asked the guy. "It's $50 for 3 dances, another 50 for 3 more, and so on," he said in a dull tone, like he's said it a million times before and hardly thought about it anymore. "The lady might have made it seem like you're here for a big thrill, but that's not it. No big thrill. Don't touch the lady here or there or back there. Keep your clothes on. No hurting, scaring, or putting the lady in danger. No force or scary stuff. Act bad and you're out. No money back. Got it? Yeah. 50. I gave him the cash. He seemed to relax and then spoke like we were pals. "C has given me the signal that you're one of her special ones. Sad to hear, but it happens. You've hit the jackpot, though. She's really got something for you. This time, 3 songs means you stay till she's done with you. Congrats. Room 3. I moved the curtain aside. It wasn't quite a room, but more than a small space. There was a solid seat on the wall, tilted back at an angle with something like ropes or grips at the top. A little table held a pack of clean wipes. Great. Just a sec. Cookie was there behind me, wearing just tiny heart stickers over her bits and a tiny string that was almost not there. She was all smooth. She pulled the curtain shut, grabbed a clean wipe, and turned from me to clean the seat. "Open your shirt and empty your front pockets." "Why?" "You've not done this much, huh? I'm going to sit on you as you lay back, and I don't want your keys poking me." Her hair swung to one side, showing a small tattoo on her back. It was an Irish pattern. I like your tattoo. Does it mean something?" "It's a triquetra knot. It's very old. Used to stand for the earth, the sea, and the sky, or life, death, and being reborn. Some say it's about 3 parts of a woman, young, mother, and old lady, and then some turned it to mean Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. But for me, it's different. What does it mean for you? Try and guess, but not now. You get 3 tries. You need to know me well to even start guessing. Lots of my old friends can't guess. If you're wrong, I'll never say, and you'll always wonder. She glanced back at me with a playful look. No one has guessed right yet. She got up, turned to face me, took my hands, and sat me down. Relax. Breathe in deep, then let it out slow. She pulled off her wig, it was a wig, to show her real mid-length red hair, and took off the heart stickers from her nip plumes, which were lighter than I thought. I should wear these, but they're annoying for what I do special. Also, Jerry turned the camera off. Everything else is normal. Don't worry, I'll lead. She moved onto my lap and rubbed against me, my body responding under my belt. Ooh, that feels good, she whispered. She lifted my chin up so we looked eye to eye. She kept it there, so we just stared for a bit. This feels weird with someone you don't know well and you'd want to look away. But she didn't let me. Then after a bit, we felt close. She seemed to see into me and I saw into her. We found bits of ourselves in each other. Time felt like it stopped. We were just there, happy, near another person who felt a bit like us. We breathed together, and I felt her body move with mine. But that wasn't what mattered most. You're okay, Dave. You're a nice guy. Tears came to my eyes. You're all right how you are. Not perfect. You've got your bad bits like we all do. But you're a nice guy, a good husband, a good dad, a good son, and a good friend. I started crying a lot. Our breathing didn't match now. Mine was messy with tears. You don't deserve what happened. It's not fair. I'm so sorry. You're a good guy, a good person, and you should be loved. You should be treated better. My eyes shut, and my chin tucked in as I cried a lot. I hadn't cried this much since I was really little. I felt it all pour out of me, and Cookie just held me gently, letting me know she was there. That's it. Let it out. All of it. After a while, I stopped crying, and I felt her move up as she pushed my face to her chest. You still love her, Cookie murmured. I do. You don't know how you'll manage without her. That's true. But you also don't know how you can stay with her. I don't know how I can even face her. Think about it more. The wife you knew before tonight won't look the same to you now. You'll see her more for who she really is. That's right. I get it. You're feeling lost right now. Powerless. Like everything happened too quickly and you couldn't stop it. It's beyond your control. You thought you had it all worked out, but now your world's flipped upside down like it was all just fake. Exactly. The good news is, nothing's really changed. It's all as it was. The only new thing is you know more now. Knowing is good. You're awake to what's really happening. You have more control now than before. I guess so. But you don't feel strong because you don't really know how to handle what you can do. That's why you still feel stuck. True. Steph acts like she can just push me around and she's not wrong. If I don't go along with what she wants, everything falls apart and I'm the one who looks like the bad guy for making things break. Or maybe she'll just say we drifted apart and ended things in a nice way. And oh, how lucky she got that Lee was there to be such a great friend to her, ready to help and keep her company when she needed it. Yeah, right. That hides the real story of how she lied and cheated all those years we were together. It doesn't matter what she does or says. None of her moves should bother you now. She might think she's got you trapped, but so what? She's mistaken. There's only one thing that truly counts now. Only one thing that really changes anything. And what's that? It's you. You have all the strength you need. Right now, she thinks you're cornered. She knows you're hurt, but bets you'll get past it and forgive her, letting things slide back to old ways. She thinks it'll be tough, but to her, it's just what will happen. She's ready to say sorry as much as needed. Throw in some favors, maybe even let you have some freedom, thinking it'll win you back. But if that fails, she's got a plan B ready. Yet she's too full of herself, too proud. You've never really looked at the choices in front of you. Here's the thing. You have a choice. What you do is on you. Steph should get ready to not like your decisions just as much as you don't like hers. She's not running this show. You are. What do you think then? What should I do? Look, I know you want some help deciding, but the key thing here is for you to step up. Be in charge of your life. Get your control back. Whatever you decide, it's got to be you calling the shots. That sounds like a plan. Thank you. But there's more you need to hear. Okay, Dave, I love you. Look at me, Dave. She sat up, put her hand on my cheek and made me look at her. I love you, Dave. I'm not sure what to say. Hear me out. I love you. I also love Mike and Jessica. I love Jerry at the cash and Jerome at the door. I love Becky and Mary and Alana, even if those aren't their real names. I love them. I even love Stephanie. And I love you. You can love anyone. You can love everyone. Don't be scared to say it. Loving is good. It's just love. It's a feeling, a bond. It's not a choice. It's not a vow. It's not an act. It's not something to feel stuck over. You can love someone and not be with them. You can love someone and be far from them. Some folks are bad news. You can love them and still choose to keep them out of your life. Oh, do you love Stephanie? Yes. Does that mean you're trapped or that you have to deal with her bad behavior? No. Does it mean you can't choose anything about her? No. Good. Do you love me, Dave? You can say yes or no. You're not making me a promise either way, and I can love you even if you don't say it back. I see. Yes, I love you, Cookie. Doesn't it feel freeing? You can love without limits, and you can still choose what to do, who to be with, and who to say goodbye to, even if you love them. I see. Good. Be ready for more love in your life. Thanks. I truly do love you, Dave. You deserve love that isn't mean. I just cried. I was lost for words. So what will you do? Tears were still coming, but I felt something lift. I'm going to choose. She kissed me. Good. That was great. That was what you needed to feel. I truly do love you, and I'm really proud of you. How do you feel? Oh, I don't know. Sad, happy, scared, above it all, excited, down, mad, all that. None of that, just alive. Great. She laid her head back on my chest and let me cry some more. After a while, my sobs slowed and she sat up to grab her wig. I think that's enough for now. But hey, this is just the start. I'm here for you all in, okay? I said it and I mean it. Here. She gave me her ID and a card. That was the first and last time I ever got a card from someone without clothes. I have no clue where she kept them. That's my real name, my real address, and my real job. My other job, that is. You can call or text me anytime, day or night. I might not answer right away, but I will get back to you as soon as I can, and we'll get through this together. Months, years, even decades from now doesn't matter. Anytime at all, okay? Okay. I looked at the card. Dr. Cookie Deathridge, with some short titles after her name, was a teacher of psychology and sociology at the college. You teach college? 2 PhDs. She gave a small lift of her shoulders. Do you know how little money teaching gives? The pay is bad, and I had huge loans from school. Working here pays the bills and more. Plus, I get to study for my work. I've written 2 books about this kind of club. You're full of shock. You don't know the half. She stood up, leaning in for another kiss first. Your daughter might have been in my class. You said she studies psych. Ask her about me. Better she knows now than later. Then she looked at me again. Listen, I'm here in your life to help you get through this if you let me. But I'm not your girl, okay? I'm nobody's girl. I'm just me. That's how it goes. I do love you, and I am your friend, and yes, I have a love life. I can give you love, show you care, make you feel strong, she said as she touched me softly over my pants. But that's it. No love tales for me. Not now, not ever. Sorry. She held her heart-shaped stickers, but didn't wear them. She pushed her chest out. Give these a goodbye kiss, will you? Of course. I kissed each spot with care, holding her gently. Ah, so good. She put the stickers on. Text me now so I save your name. We did that. I even took a quick picture for her contact, breaking the club's strict rule. Text me later today, it's past midnight. Tell me what you're up to, I'll help you out. We can hang out anytime outside here. If you don't text by Sunday, I'll call you. She left. Oh, and Jim, I love you. I love you too, Cookie. Walking out from Diamond Club, I felt on top of the world. That night, sleep didn't come. I might have dozed off for a bit around 4 in the morning. Then the sun woke me up on Friday. Felt same as the night before. All the tough stuff was still there, just less sharp. Cookie's words were like a ray of hope. I did little all morning. Finally, I went out. The tool shop was open, even on the holiday, so I grabbed some new locks for my door, both the knobs and the deadbolts. I could fix them up myself. Got extra keys made, one for Jessica, one for Mike, and a spare. None for Steph. She can go live with her new guy. Screw her. I rang up my girl and said, let's grab lunch. I don't usually bug her on weekends as she's busy doing her stuff, but she had wanted to stay close to where we live, closer than Mike did. She picked up something in my voice when we talked and changed her plans. Fortunato's is one of those pizza places near every college, but it's a good one. It's been there a long time, and you can smell it from a block away. They love using garlic and a lot of cheese, and the place is full on game nights and weekends with students looking to eat something greasy and filling. At lunchtime, it's quieter. Almost nice. You mostly see old folks like me looking for a taste of the past. I was sitting at a table with 2 diet sodas and some bread when Jessica walked in. She smiled big at me from the door, but her smile dropped when she saw my face. She walked fast to the table, but also like she wasn't sure she wanted to come close. She might have left if she thought I hadn't seen her. Dad, hey, okay, what's up? I just looked at her, not knowing how to start. Dad, you're freaking me out. Why don't you say what you think you know? What? What do you mean? What's happening? This is one of those times when we need to talk about the hard stuff, the things we're afraid of and wish weren't true, I said. Now she was the one just looking at me. I don't know. What's all this about? Can you start from the top? Do you know where your mom is? She's at a teacher meeting in New York, right? That's news to me. I gave her the pages Stephanie had written. Jessica read them, crying, while I ordered garlic knots and a big cheese pizza. I hadn't had food since the meal at noon the day before, and all of a sudden I was very hungry. When she finished reading, she looked at my face again and started to cry hard. I let her cry. I didn't have the strength to make her feel better. I had no comfort to give. I didn't say it would all be okay. It wasn't going to be. I could only nod. Yes, dear. It's hard and it's not fair. My own tears dropped onto the table, making a smaller spot than hers. I had cried so much and I had little left. We sat without words until the garlic knots came out hot from the oven. Fortunato's makes them so good. They are big like cinnamon rolls, covered in warm butter mixed with lots of minced garlic. Really seems like a whole garlic head on the plate. I started eating like I hadn't seen food in days. Jessica didn't eat. What? She started, voice still shaking. What are you gonna do? I don't know, dear. I kept eating the yummy garlic bread. I only know what I'm not gonna let happen. And what's that? I won't just let this go. You want a divorce? I don't see any other way, dear. I took 2 small white letters from my pocket. I'm changing the house locks later today. Here's a new key for you and one for your brother. Give his to him when he gets back. Don't give one to your mom. I'll tell her not to ask you. She took them slow, like they were hot. Have you told Mike yet? I shook my head. I wanted to see you both face to face. You're here, so you're first. But you're right. It's not right to leave him out. We can call him now. Together, if you want. I'll do it. She got her phone and hit the screen. When the call started, she said, Hey, little brother. Steph and I had never said who was born first. Both of them always argued about who was the older twin, so he called her little sister. It was super cute. I hoped they'd keep it up forever. I'm here with Dad. Listen, something's going on. Remember what we used to chat about? She didn't say a word. Last year, about that thing? Still quiet. Yes. Then, no, I'm dead serious. A short pause. He's right here. I'm gonna put you on loudspeaker, okay? She put her phone down with the screen up and hit the screen. Hey, Mike. Dad. I don't know what to say. This is happening. You're sure? She left a note. Jesse just read it. Here, I'm sending it your way. I spread the pages, took photos, and sent them over. While doing this, I asked, So, you two talked about this? Yes. Just us, though. So you knew. No, we didn't know for sure. Just worried is all. You both were always sharp. Honestly, I was scared too, but I couldn't talk about it, not without throwing blame, not without making it reality. That's how it felt for us, she said. We didn't get what was going on. Thought maybe you and Mom had some sort of deal? Maybe? Didn't want to think too hard. Well, just to set it straight, no, there was no deal like that. Your mom just made it clear I couldn't be jealous or doubt her. That's what hurt most. I was trapped in a lie, going crazy, and couldn't speak a word on it. It wasn't a lie, Jessie said. I was the only one who called her Jessie. To everyone else, even her mom, she was Jessica. Mom loves you, for real, I'm sure of it. Maybe it wasn't all a lie, but it wasn't the full truth either. Mike took in a sharp breath as he read the letter on his phone. No, it wasn't, she agreed. Then the pizza came. It was amazing. They really know their New York-style pizza. I grabbed a slice, folded it right, and nearly swallowed it whole. After eating a bit more, I kept asking questions. Did kids at your school talk about it? They went to the school where their mom worked. That must have felt weird. Worse if people gossiped about their mom having a thing with the strange music teacher. Jessica seemed upset. She didn't want to talk. Mike said, Yes, Dad, they did. No one really knew. No one saw them together or anything, just rumors. Kids would laugh and draw pictures to make fun. It was all maybe made-up stuff, maybe because of how they acted around each other. Nothing solid, just silly kid stuff. I notice we haven't said his name yet, I said. Let's just say it, okay? We're all thinking of the same guy, right? Go on, name him. I know who it is. Mike went first. Mr. Davenport. I nodded. Right. She acted odd about him, and he always creeped me out. I shivered. No clue what she likes in him. Jessica looked surprised at my harsh words. Oh well, things are changing for us all. I never liked him, Daddy. Good. Keep it that way. Even more if he turns into your stepdad. I'd be happy if you showed him you're not okay with it every time you see him. I won't be seeing him, she said, sitting up. I'm not going to that school now. I'm mostly out and about. When it's break time here, I'll stay with you, not her. I'm grown up enough to decide that now. Look, I don't want to make things hard between you and your mom. She's still your mom, and that won't change. She don't need to be with her silly boyfriend, she said, standing strong. My pick. He's no good. A homebreaker, won't be his friend. Me neither, Dad. Always was a weird guy. More now. Hold up. Before we all jump on that, your mom's gonna say I made you two think like me. Not my goal. I'm not trying to. Just want to tell the truth. You saw the letter. You know how I feel. That's it. That's all. It got quiet. Okay. Seems we're not done. I let out a breath. All right. Here's what's next. Steph will get home to find the locks changed and her things in storage. Mike, there's a new key for Jessie. Maybe I'm overdoing it. Being small. But now she needs to know I mean business. After everything's calm, I might let her keep the house, or she can pay me for my part. I don't see myself staying. No one likes being fooled, and that place reminds me of that. My time there feels dirty. Don't say that, Dad. It's true. She played games with our home. My place, no, our place, was at risk if I said anything. Spent like 2 years there faking it, knowing it wasn't okay. Why stay there? They didn't respond. I need to leave. Got lots to do. Oh, Jessica, meant to ask. Any classes with Professor Deathridge? Heard of her? You mean Dr. Heartbreak? That what they call her? Yeah, she's famous. Had her for Psych 101 last term. It was a huge class, full of hundreds of us, listening to her talk. There were 7 or 8 older students helping us learn too. I didn't really get to know her well, but I'm excited for her harder classes once I'm ready. Why do you ask? Wow, she really caught me off guard. Well, I met her once. She looked confused for a moment. Then her eyes popped wide open, shining bright. No way, you didn't. He didn't what? Mike jumped in, his voice coming from the phone. You met the... Okay, Jesse, maybe let's keep it down, all right? What's happening? Mike sounded lost. Mike, I'll call you later, Jesse said, and turned the call off. Dad, I can't believe you. Believe it. I guess Cookie doesn't hide her other job. You're joking? That's part of her big rep. That and how every guy just falls for her. But she's never seen with anyone. Everyone thinks she likes girls. Maybe she does. I don't know. None of our business. Of course not. But I can't get over that my own dad would go to a AA. Okay, hold up. You look up to her and can't wait to learn more from her, knowing she dances, so it's all good, right? Now, they say that's empowering. So why are you so shocked I met her there? Because you're my dad. Well, I'm not totally okay talking about this with you the same. 15 minutes ago, I said your mom had been cheating on me for years, and now I'm the bad one because I had no one to talk to or nowhere to be when I found out. So I tried something new for me. Maybe you'd rather I got super drunk or worse instead. Don't even say that. Why not? It seems those were the choices your mom left me with. Sorry for going off the usual path, but I'm not just going to sit here feeling bad for myself until she comes back and tries to make me okay with sharing her. She wouldn't. Jessie shook her head. No, yes, she would. That's what she wants. It seems so. And we're not going to let that happen, right? No way. And now you're chatting with Professor Deathridge. Yes, maybe she can help us. She sat up straight. Can't believe I'm talking about this with my dad. And I can't believe I'm talking about it with my daughter. This is all new for us, isn't it? Seems like it. You gonna be okay? In time, but not yet. I looked at the pizza. I ate 4 out of 6 slices and hardly remembered it. You want the last bit? No, thanks. You liked it. Take it. I'm not hungry. My phone rang. It was Mike. Talking to Jessie, I answered with him on loudspeaker. Can someone tell me what's going on? Just wrapping up here with Jessie. She's here. Sorry. We'll fill you in. Or she will. You two talk a lot, and she might explain better. Don't want to be left out. That's fair. Met one of her teachers. Got that much. Deadridge? Deathridge. And your sis figured out where I met her. Where's that? The Diamond Lounge. The don't know that place. Where is it? I stayed quiet. Dad? What's this place? Oh, okay. Why were you there? I was trying something not like me. Just found out my wife for 22 years was cheating and planned to keep at it. I needed to stand up to her somehow. Okay, I guess I get it. So what's Jessica's teacher doing there? She's on the stage, if you can believe it. She's young, fit, and very pretty, Jessica said. She also teaches pole dance classes at the gym in school. She's open about sometimes dancing for money. This makes people notice her, but not many know where or when she dances. She looked at me. The Diamond Lounge, huh? That info could stir things up at school. I want to see that, said Mike. Next time I'm home, Dad, let's go out, just us guys. Now this chat is making me uneasy. Did you get a lap dance? Michael. Did you? Yeah, Dad. Did you? Jessica was having fun. You're just as bad. Tell us. All right? Yes. I got 3 lap dances. Yes, I saw her with no clothes, and she looks great. Yes, I touched her, and it was nice. Plus, she hugged me while I cried a lot. I might even find out what her tattoo means. Wow, said Mike. She has a tattoo? Jessica asked. Yes. What is it? Where? Find out on your own. No. I'd rather bug Dad until he spills. Cheaper and more fun. Really, Dad? Mike said. I can't think of anything that would make Mom angrier. What if I had a secret love story for years, tricked her so she couldn't blame me and made her think she was going crazy? Oh, that's way worse. Thanks. As much as I enjoyed this, Jessica stood up. I have to write a paper. And think a lot. Dad, call me tomorrow. Let me know how you are. Want to eat dinner or something? Sure, but I need your help. We have to move some stuff of your mom's to a storage place. Can you come in the afternoon? She looked a bit sad, but agreed. Yeah, I'll be there by 3. I love you. I love you too, Dad. Don't be alone tonight, okay? I'll keep busy. Got lots to do. Oh, yeah, okay, I love you. She left, and I took my phone off the loud talk mode. Really, Dad? With Jessica not here, was this woman good-looking? Very much. Damn. Mike, thanks for being there. Love you, son. Love you too, Dad. Don't do weird stuff tonight. Call me when you can. Will do. Bye. Bye. I hung up, finished my pizza, and paid. It was a nice day, so I walked. The school bookshop wasn't too far. I went straight to the books by teachers part. They had cookies books, both made by the school. The first one was The Signs of Wanted Desire, Being Yourself, Being Seen, and How Race, Gender, and Class Mix in Today's World. The second one, Professor Fun, My Day Job at the University and My Night Job Dancing. It had a bold cover with a cartoon of a lady with tassels, tiny clothes, and a grad cap. I bought both. I got back to my car and stopped by a store to get empty boxes. The banks were shut for the holiday, but I did what I needed online. I called a company that brings storage units to your place and got one for the next day. Once home, I started working with a tool to put in new locks and bolts. I also changed the garage door code. I had to find the guide online and then go outside with a light to fix the dip switches. It was not too hard. After that, I rang up Cookie. "Hey Dave, how's your Friday going?" "Pretty okay. I switched the locks, and I told my kids." "You did? That's a big step. Good on you. What did you tell them?" "Just the plain truth." I let them read the letter Steph wrote. It's in her own writing, so they know it's real, and I said I was going to end the marriage. Is that your final choice? Unless Stephanie can take back what she did, yes. All right. That's a strong move. Just make sure you don't start throwing mud at your soon-to-be ex-wife, okay? If you start talking bad about her or trying to make your kids dislike her, it'll just hurt everyone more, especially you. I get that. I just let Stephanie's own words do the talking, that's all. Oh, and they knew it was Lee Davenport right away. They weren't shocked. Seems like the high school kids have been talking about it for a bit. That makes sense. Folks who cheat think they're sneaky, but really there's often talk. Yeah, it's a relief to know I wasn't alone in my doubts. Oh, and yes, Jessica was in your psych class last term. She really likes you and wants to take more of your classes. That's great. I figured she must have been. Almost everyone takes that class. We had a nice chat. She's going to come by tomorrow to help me pack up some of her mom's stuff. That's kind of her. Did you need help? I mean, I could do it alone, but it would take longer and feel sadder. Dave, I wasn't talking about Jessica. I meant I could come help you, too. Really? Why? Just because I want to. Look, Dave, you're a good guy. I like you. You gotta see you're worth love and care. I want to show you for real. Can I swing by tomorrow, help out, and meet your kid in a chill way? Wow, yeah. I didn't see that coming. In a good way, I hope? Totally, yes. Great, get ready for it. Can I ask you something? Sure, ask away. I might not have an answer, but ask. Why do this? Why pick me? She waited a bit before she replied. 'Cause everyone needs a bit of love and help sometimes. It's your time. And to be straight, it's 'cause no one was there like this for me when I was in need. You're fighting a good fight. I guess I am, yeah. Is that why they call you Dr. Heartbreak? She laughed. That's still going around? I kind of love it. Makes me feel like what I do matters. Jessica says it's 'cause every guy who meets you ends up with a crushed heart. Making me blush. Ha! You're stunning and you know it. You're like pro-level stunning. You make cash being a knockout. True, but only sometimes. When should I come over? Jessica will be here by 3. Perfect. Text me your place and I'll be there. And Dave? Yeah? I love you. She hung up. I finished the last 2 slices of pizza for my meal and had a beer. I was unsure about making the next call, but I knew I would anyway, so I stopped thinking and just did it. I called Hal Rambeau, the boss of Steph's high school. David? Good evening. Hey, Hal, sorry to bug you. Hope your weekend's going well with Laura. I've got a couple of quick things to ask, if that's cool. Oh, sure. What's up? Is there some kind of teacher meetup this weekend? Not that I know of. Why? Steph told our kid that's where she'd be. Do you know where Stephanie is now? I thought she'd be with you. Nope, she's not. Do you know where Lee Davenport is? Hal was quiet. The air felt thick with worry. What are you trying to say, Dave? I'm just asking. If you don't know, then it's okay. Sorry to bug you this evening. Say hi to Laura for me. Dave. Hold on, you sure? I'm not sure of much, just that my wife isn't here. She left a note saying she'd be out but didn't say where or with whom, and told our kids something different. Maybe it's not a big deal. I'm not pushing you to spill any secrets. Actually, it's better if Steph keeps working. She stays proud, the school stays out of drama, and I don't have to pay as much if we split. I'm just saying, Hal, you're smart and shouldn't be fooled. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Hal. You're a good person and always a friend. Thanks, Dave. You too. Sorry for bothering your weekend. Have a good night. Good night. And hey, look after yourself, all right? I will. Good night. Night. I was so drained from the last 2 days that I fell asleep earlier than planned. I was reading Cookie's second book, the one with the hot cover, and woke up Saturday morning with it still on me. I got out my laptop and started looking for divorce lawyers, setting up some meetings online. The first one I could see was at the end of next week. I opened new bank accounts just for me so they'd be ready when I moved money on Monday, and tried to read some free tips online which were hit or miss and maybe not that great. The web is full of talk about cheaters. Lunch was meh. The big box for my stuff came at noon. I had lots of boxes and tape ready. Cookie was the first to show up, looking normal but still pretty. I remembered her red hair over me, but now, away from her dancer job, she seemed different. "It's the fake eyelashes," she shared like she knew what I was thinking. "They make me look so different. I feel like Clark Kent. Who's the real hero then?" "We both are, but you called me a fighter. I even have a cape, so I'm more like Batman," she smiled. "But my folks are okay and I'm not rich, so not exactly." "Got any cool tools and a hidden spot?" "Yep, you bet." "Then Batman it is, or Batgirl." "Please." Yvonne Craig was taller than me and had nicer legs. Nope, not any more attractive, not at all. "You're too kind, always for you." "But you don't have to make me feel good, Dave." Her look was deep. "You don't have to show off. Maybe to you, because you love me." She smiled wide. "I still need to show myself, though, and I don't know where to start." "You're doing okay, just stand by your choices. Pick strong, stay true. You can't mess up that way." That sounds like smart talk. It's always got me through. "Jessica will be here soon, just so you know." And, she figured out how we met, right away. I didn't tell her, she just knew. I couldn't hide it, I'm sorry. "For what? I mean, isn't it a bit awkward?" She stopped and looked me over, top to bottom, slow. Time stood still. I could see all around, each bit of green grass, each leaf on trees, and I could hear the sound of blood in my ears. She was at my door. We didn't go in yet. After a bit, when it seemed she knew what she wanted to say, she spoke. Quiet, but firm and sure. "Did you see Game of Thrones? No? Okay, never mind. There's this man, Tyrion Lannister, who is not tall at all. People keep pointing it out like he might forget. He talks to Jon Snow, who has no family name to lift him up. Tyrion, being short, and Jon not having a noble name, have it tough. Tyrion tells Jon, 'Don't forget who you are, the world won't. If you own it, no one can use it to hurt you.'" I kept those words in mind from the books, even though Tyrion is tougher to like there. "You just asked me if I'd be embarrassed if people knew I worked nights as a dancer and days as a teacher. No way, not at all. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of what I do. It makes me strong. I don't just protect myself with it, I fight with it. I am someone people know at school and on stage, get it? People will talk, sure, but that's on them. That's their problem. The mean things, the whispers, the nasty tries, they look bad for them, not me. If someone tries to use that against me, I can take them down. Now think how you can use that advice. Your wife hurt you bad for 2 years, didn't care for you, didn't show you respect, and now she wants something she has no right to. That's her shame, not yours. That's her mess. She did that to you. You couldn't stop it, but you can still hold it up high, like armor. The world won't forget what you really are. You are hurt but didn't choose it. That doesn't have to make you weak or something to hide or feel bad about. You've been wronged. You can make that your strength. Use it. God. Thanks, Cookie. I get it now. Say it again. I get it. Once more. I get it. It's mine. My life is mine. I decide. Right. Then she kissed me in a way that felt like a promise. Her kiss was wild, but here, now, this was different. I was taking in, truly getting something. The kiss wasn't just to take, it was shared, an offering for me to lead. After the kiss, she held me close, her face against mine. "I'll let you in on something," she whispered. "It's not much of a secret. It's very old, simple but powerful. When you say something 3 times, it sticks. It's like a little magic. Like saying Beetlejuice 3 times. Right. But that's for calling, not sticking. You gotta be careful with words like that. You never know what might come." She seemed kind of serious. Cough. Jessica was there, watching. We hadn't heard her come. We stood caught, still close to each other. I was stuck, couldn't move. Cookie was cool, though. She acted as if nothing was wrong. "Hey, you must be Jessica. Dave said you were in my class before. Now I remember you, Jessica Jameson. That's right. Nice to see you again. How's your time at school going?" "You were just kissing my dad." "Yeah. He's good at it. Is this okay? Well, you tell me. We found out your dad's been in an open marriage for a long while, but his wife didn't tell him till now. She's off with her love, far away. This kind man is now on his own from her. You and me, we're here to pack her stuff up. I guess he's free to kiss who he wants. Still, it's a bit of a jolt. I get it, and I know it's not the first time you've been shocked. I'm sorry. There might be more shocks to come. I hope finding out your dad can stand up for himself isn't a shock. No. Good. Dad? You've been quiet. Cookie kisses well, too. Dad. What? It's true. I don't want to know. Even as she said it, she laughed. We all did. At some point, Cookie let go of me and we went inside to start the hard job of clearing out my life. Jessie went to our room to sort through her mom's clothes and stuff. I went to the kitchen to pack up her kitchen tools. She had a lot of things I didn't even know how to use. We still had the boxes in the attic, so I could pack them right. Then the fancy dishes and her grandma's old dinner set. Cookie turned into our packing hero, using all the cardboard tape and bubble wrap. The wedding photos, Steph's school papers and books and everything in her office. You don't realize how much stuff you have until you need to pack it and move it. At one point, I showed Cookie the letter that Stephanie had left. She read it like she had seen that sort of thing many times before. As we took a break from the heavy lifting, I treated everyone to a feast of takeout, a spread of sandwiches, wings, potato wedges, and a cooling six-pack of beer. Yes, Jessica might have been just 19, underscoring the minimum drinking age, but our intent wasn't to spiral into intoxication. It was simply a much-needed pause, for we had been at it for hours, and the day was far from over. In the midst of our makeshift dinner, Jessie, visibly nervous but brimming with curiosity, ventured into a conversation she seemed to dread, yet felt compelled to initiate. So, she began hesitantly, are you two, a thing now? At her question, I couldn't help but flinch. Cookie, however, embraced the moment with a smile. We are a thing, she declared, but not that kind of thing. We've only been friends for a couple of days. Your dad isn't in the right emotional state to dive into anything new. And me? I don't pursue romance. So no, it's not what you're thinking. We're not a couple, and that's not going to change. Right now, I'm simply a friend. A really good friend, and I take pride in being here for him. Dave is a wonderful man, strong and resilient, and yes, I love him. At the mention of love, Jessie's eyes widened in shock, but Cookie continued as if it was the most natural progression of her statement. This is a period in his life where he needs support both emotionally and psychologically. In tough times, we gather with those we trust, the ones we believe will stand by us. It's moments like these that show you who your real allies are, often revealing them to be fewer than imagined. So that's what we are. I'm here for him because he deserves it, and it's my privilege to be what he needs. Throughout Cookie's explanation, Jessie found herself drawn into the conviction of her words, nodding in agreement. Wow, okay, yes, thank you, that means a lot to both of us. I'm really glad you're here. And then the moment I had dreaded crept up on me. Jessie, with a hint of mischief, posed the one question I hoped she'd skip. Are you two sleeping together? Cookie responded without hesitation. Not yet. We'll see how things evolve. Her playful smile mirrored my own flustered expression. I imagine it could be enjoyable, but even in that case, we wouldn't truly be a couple. I suppose, in a way, that's the most significant hurdle between us. Dave isn't the kind for a quick, sweet fling, even if he could use one. I'm right here, he said. We all laughed, me too. Really, why not into dating? Jess asked. Half our school would line up for you, and the other half wishes they could. Don't you feel alone? Sure, at times. Cookie looked like she had made up her mind. But I've got pals. I'm never short on folks around me. And if I want to feel close to someone, I've got people. But I'm always on my own, and I've got my reasons. We thought that was it. But then, she took off her shirt, standing there in a sports bra and shorts, looking determined. Jess was shocked. I was frozen. It's okay, he's seen me before, lots have, but Jess, you too see this. She pointed to a spot under her collarbone. Without looking close, it was just a tiny mark. It's a scar, from a bullet. We both stepped back. I was shot twice by my last boyfriend. Another bullet hit my head here. She showed a place on her head, lifting her hair. Under her arm could be seen. Here's a line of scar, about 3 inches, no hair there. Parts of it are white. I can hide it, but it's always there. My God, Jess barely spoke. What happened? That's a story for later. Let's just say I've been backstabbed before. I chose no more boyfriends a long time ago. She put her shirt back on. David is a good, kind man. He's smart and sweet. He'll make some girl very happy one day, but that girl won't be me. I'm done with all that. For good. That was clear. We ate up the rest of our food and drank our beers, went back to work for a bit, and after a few more hours, Jessica said she was tired and wanted to stop. We got a lot done, but there was still more to do. I won't go home. I don't want to leave you alone tonight, Dad. I'll stay in my room, she said. He's not alone tonight, Cookie said. That was news to me, and my face must have shown it. Okay, Jessie said. Then I'm going back to my dorm. I don't think I could deal with it otherwise. The two women hugged, and Jessie told Cookie something quietly, probably not to hurt me. Cookie promised. They hugged, and my daughter looked at me in a way I couldn't figure out, then hugged me saying, I love you, Daddy. When she left, I found out I was holding hands with Cookie. She smiled and led me into the bedroom. I meant what I said earlier, Dave, she said. I love you. If you want, you can love me too, but don't fall in love with me. I'm not here to replace Stephanie. This isn't a new love story. Take it for what it is, and don't think it's something it's not. And what is it exactly? You know, I've never been in a just-for-fun thing before. I'm new to this. It's about feeling good, feeling sure, caring, and fun. She took off her shirt again, feeling brave and enjoying it. I took off my shirt and moved to hug her. She smiled and opened her arms. I kissed her carefully, and she kissed me back warmly. You're shaking, she said. Right, I was. Calm down. No need to hurry. I know you're hurt right now. It's okay to feel that. She just held me. Nothing bad will happen. Nothing you don't want. Nothing you'll feel bad about later, okay? It's been ages. I haven't been with another woman for over 20 years before that night with you. Even then, there were rules. I felt her nod. Her warmth felt nice. I liked that more than thinking about sex. I have a plan. I took her to the bed's edge and made her lie on top of me. I didn't kiss her. Instead, I let her head rest on my chest and placed her hand on my heart. My hand found its way between her chest, feeling her heartbeat. Tell me about you, I said. She tensed and stopped moving. You don't know what you're asking. Yes, I do. I think you've built a lot of walls. You can have Cece, love anyone you want, but real closeness, the kind you made me feel, that's tougher. That's what gets hurt by betrayal. I'm still hurting, but I think you're not past your pain either. I guess none of us really get over it. Sharing with you helped me. I don't think you've shared much. If you want to help me, let me help you. Let's get closer. Maybe it'll help us both. Curse you for being right. I'm supposed to be the shrink. So, what do you think? Am I right? Yes, sadly so. She shivered. Just listen. Don't talk while I do, and try not to judge. What you'll hear won't be easy. It's not for me either. You might not want to see me again after this. I'll understand if that's how it turns out, but I hope it's not. I really like you, Dave. I want to see you move past this heartbreak. I want to help. If you must send me away, I'll feel bad if I let you down. Don't worry. I've opened up for you. It would mean a lot if you could do the same for me. If only it was easy. It's really bad. I thought it must be. You stay away from love. No, I have a lot of love. I stay away from being with someone. Love is just a feeling. Choosing what to do with it is different. I understood. She could feel it. That's what you said a couple of days ago. Well, you can trust that. I do trust you, Cookie. Ah, trust. That's the problem, isn't it? Love doesn't go away so fast. Trust does, and it's almost impossible to fix. I've learned that the hard way, and I got hurt bad. I didn't say anything. What can you say after that? Okay, she said after we both felt more peaceful, her breath matching mine. Then she opened up. His name was Justin. He was very good-looking. He was tall, slim, with pale skin, long, dark, wavy hair, and blue eyes you could lose yourself in. And I really did. I loved him with everything. I was sure he was the one for me, and I was meant to be with him. The moment we met, there was an instant connection. We didn't need to talk or date. We were just together completely from that moment, forever. Just so you know, I wasn't new to this. I was 25, single, liked being free. I'd been with many guys. Some would say too many. I was with all kinds of guys. I even tried being with girls, but it wasn't for me. Turns out I don't focus on looks. It's more about who they are on the inside. I like things that are complex. Justin was full of surprises, which is probably why I was drawn to him. He took over every room with his energy, but he was also shy, kept to himself, kind of a loner. He was sure of some stuff, but not so sure about other things. He knew he could get girls, but keeping them, that was hard. And more than anything, he was skilled but all over the place. Sounds corny, but yeah, he played music. I know every girl digs the rock star vibe. But he wasn't just some guy with a guitar dreaming of a band. He was a real deal. Give him any instrument and he'd make magic. He could make strings sing, keys laugh, or turn any old thing into a drum beat that got you moving. And his singing? Like the ocean waves, it got everyone, men, women, and kids, totally caught up. He was in this band, the Featherless Bipeds. Sounds funny, right? But man, the drama. He had the talent, but not the head for business. The rest of them worked hard, were pretty good too, but think about a band where he's the wild one and the others are just trying to keep up. Bobby was on keyboard and bass, also the guy making the plans. He was close to getting them big, had all the papers ready, just needed Justin to say yes. But Justin? Always something. Rehab, another music thing, or just not up for it. He'd vanish for days or weeks. His art was a heavy load and no one got it. Soon the cashmen grew tired of waiting for Justin to snap out of it. They risked it on the band that was all the rage at parties, but their patience ran out, and they cut ties right when Justin told the band they were nothing and dragging him down. The band split up for good, and Justin was on his own. We'd been a pair for nearly 3 years, a lot when you're young. I backed him all the way, whatever he chose. If he stuck with Bobby and the crew, got a deal, made an album, and toured, great. I was in. If he wanted a new band or to go solo, cool. If he fancied going to outer Mongolia to live in a tent and learn local singing, I'd be thrilled. I'd live with him in a bag under a bridge if that's what it took. As long as I had him, I was set. But Justin took freedom too far. He wasn't just leaving the band, he was ditching his whole life and me ready to start fresh. So have you ever heard Banks of the Ohio, Jim? I don't think so. It's an old song from the mountains, a sad tale. A man loves a woman so much he can't bear losing her. He asks her to marry him. She says no, so he kills her and leaves her by the river. That way she's forever his. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds put out a tune that year, Where the Wild Roses Grow, with Kylie Minogue. It's part of a dark kind of these stories. Murder Ballads was the album name. Jesus. Yeah. My very sad, dark-thinking artist guy got this idea and felt he had to do it to end things right. He couldn't just leave me. He felt he couldn't let me be part of someone else's life. So I had to go. He found a gun, a small, cheap one called a Raven. He liked that name, I guess. He came back to find me knee-deep in my studies, as always. I got up to kiss him, hoping we'd get close. But he shot me twice. The first shot hit me in the chest right here. The hole it made was tiny, needed just 2 stitches to close. The bullet was small, so I didn't get what happened at first. There was no pain, just a loud noise. It made a cough sound. Who knew a gun could do that instead of a bang? Then I felt weak, kind of sick. I found out later my left lung was damaged and I was losing blood inside. The bullet went through my ribs near my spine and out my back. That's why I have a big scar hidden by my tattoo. Is that why? Yes and no. That's why I got the ink, but it means more than that. I could have picked any pattern to hide the scar. Other designs might have been better than the triquetra knot. So, I won't count that as a guess, okay? Because you didn't say what you think it stands for. That's just why it's there. Don't rush your guesses, not yet. The second shot just clipped my head. You saw the mark. It wasn't too bad, just left a scrape on my scalp. I was lucky. Both shots could have ended me if they were just a bit off. The one in my chest didn't hit any big blood pathways. If it had, I wouldn't have lasted long. If the shot had tilted just a bit more my way, the bullet wouldn't have skipped off my skull and under my skin. Instead, it would have gone right through my temple into my brain. I don't think Justin had shot a gun before. He didn't look like he knew what he was doing, just not putting his heart into it. like he did with everything but music. But I saw his aim and everything turned to shades of gray. So cold, so pointless, so empty. Something deep in me woke up. I knew it was do or die, kill or be killed. That fast reaction that saved our far-back ancestors from huge-toothed tigers kicked in, and my hands were on Justin's neck. I squeezed, and squeezed, and squeezed. He wasn't Justin then. He wasn't the man I loved, the one I'd do anything for, give my life for. He was danger. He was the enemy. It was him or me. I forgot about the gun. He fired a third shot, missed, and I didn't even notice. My elbows were up, blocking his wrist from aiming at me, but I wasn't trying for that. I just needed more power to choke the life out of him. Turns out I'm much stronger than I seem. I crushed his throat and squeezed his neck arteries shut. His face went blue, his eyes and tongue sticking out, but I couldn't see it. I held on, pouring all my strength into killing him, even after he was gone. That's how they found me. Half awake, losing blood, choking on my blood with my hands still tight around his neck. It took 2 medics to pull me off. What I didn't know was that he was with another woman. It wasn't the first time, either. I'd let it go twice before. He had her waiting in my car out front, ready to take off together. He told her he was going to get rid of me, then they'd go to Canada. She packed her bags and he took all my money. Not like I had a lot. I was a student. Our place was simple. Just some clothes, books, his music gear. She came up because he was late. Maybe he got cold feet. She found us on the ground, me almost gone, and freaked out, called the cops. Funny thing, her finding us saved me. If Justin was alone, I'd have been gone before anyone found us. She kept saying she had no clue he'd try to kill me. Thought he was just gonna leave me, break my heart a bit. They didn't pin her as his partner in crime because she called them. They thought about blaming me for what happened, thinking maybe I snapped, because he cheated, took my stuff and my car. Maybe I lashed out, and he shot me trying to protect himself. But they figured out later I knew nothing till I woke up. On paper, Justin was bad news. No real job, moved around a lot, had some run-ins with the law, not many friends. Most people got tired of him quick. He had a record for drugs, shouldn't have had the gun. He had it illegally. He clearly came with a plan to end me. He was much bigger while I was small, doing well in school, secure with my scholarship. The DA thought no one would believe Justin was the victim, so they said I was defending myself and dropped it. And so, Dave, that's how in just 3 ticks, I went from sitting calm at my desk with books to ending the life of the man I loved with my own hands. I felt her tears on me. Her voice had hid them. I saw her in a new light. She seemed so much older, wiser, and stronger than just moments before. She wasn't just a smart, pretty girl with a sharp way of talking and a love for fixing hearts. She was a woman who had faced tough times and been hurt, but still stood tall. A fighter, shaped by her struggles. She had depths I hadn't seen before. Looking at her was like looking into deep water. Deep down, there was a shattered soul that couldn't be fixed. I'm a beast. I ended a life. I'd do it again if needed. If you hadn't, we wouldn't be here talking. I get that. You did what you had to do. I know. You got through. I know. But it'll never feel okay. I let that hang for a bit. I can. I'll be okay with it for you if you can let me. We woke up just like that, close together, not fully dressed. I'm not sure if it was because we were so tired, body and mind, but I hadn't slept that well in ages. "Morning," she said. I didn't realize she was up. "Morning. Thanks, Dave. You were right. I hardly ever share that story." She moved to look me in the eye. "So, you really don't see me as some kind of awful monster?" "Nope. Even if you were a monster, which you're not, you'd be the Cookie Monster. And he's not bad. He's great." She laughed a real laugh. "He's been my favorite since I was little. I always felt he was a friend. Maybe because we share a name, but also because he just grabs at life's joys with both hands. No guilt, no shame. He's just him. Always happy, at peace. No ego, no chase, just wanting and having." She looked far off. "You might say, Cookie Monster's my hero." "Oh, I just wanted to be cute, not deep." She turned to me. "Why not both? A small joke can still push us ahead, see? But yeah, we don't have to dig deeper. Speaking of," she reached for my pants where I was getting hard. "Looks like someone wants a bit of fun. Dang, I was torn. Mad at me for feeling this way. Torn both ways. That's torn for you. Nice. She touched me, watching my face. But something's not right. Why? It's been a while. With someone new, and I'm still married, just a part of me, I don't know, like 2 wrongs don't make a right. No, that's not it. You're not lying, but you've not hit the heart of it. She pulled gently, making a joke, but still talking deep. You're scared, making it a big deal. What's up? I took a deep breath. I'm scared it means my marriage is truly over. Moving her stuff, messing with accounts, it's just stuff. Busy work, stuff that can be fixed. I'm scared I'd be as bad as she was if I let this go on. I don't want to give her a reason. I don't want her to think she was right. Okay, good. Now that you've said it, how's that feel? Is any of it true? No, actually none of it stands. Would Stephanie be upset if you had your own fun while she was away having a romantic time with her secret boyfriend? No, no way. Great. What else? I just can't. Why? Why are you doing this? I've told you. I know, and I really am grateful. There it is. You don't want my help out of pity. I didn't say that. No, but you thought it. Maybe. Okay, you're also wrong there. Look at me. I am. No, really look. Into my eyes. Our eyes met. Time seemed to blur. The past, the present, and the future all mixed together, lit by the sparkle in her deep, drawing eyes. Does this seem like pity to you? Does this look like charity? No? Good. Because it's not. It's because I want you. It's respect. I love you, Dave. I want to do this for you. Because I want to. Because it's the right thing and time. Okay. Did I really say that? Yes. She lit up, and that was the last time I saw her face before she showed me a world of new joy. Lord, I think she even said, Om nom 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 nom. I gave Cookie a quick breakfast, coffee, and toast, and she left for her day, making me promise to call her that night to talk about Stephanie coming back. I spent a few hours packing and saw that my new bank accounts were ready, so I moved some money and planned some bills. Mostly, I was just killing time, avoiding big, tough questions. Why did Stephanie do that? What do I want? What do I need? Can I let some things go? Can I live with some stuff? Where will my life be in a year, in 5, in 10? Will I get married again? Why or why not? And what's up with Cookie? How will things go with women from now on? Did my wife ever really think highly of me? Or did she stop caring over time? Will I be all right? This time I wasn't mad. I felt calm. I felt like I had options. What Stephanie wanted didn't seem so big anymore, and it was strange how little it bothered me. Jessie called me in the afternoon while I was feeling lost. She wanted to take me out for sushi. That was odd. I never ate sushi. Neither did she. But I was going to pay. That's what dads do. Why sushi? I asked. We got there in our own cars, and she was already at the bar. I thought I'd try something you'd do. How did you say it? I'm trying to shake things up, do something new. I found out my mom likes more than one partner, and my dad is going through a lot, plus he's got Riz. Everything's changed. I think we all need to break out of our old ways. Okay, then. Good idea, thanks. Domo arigato. We went to our table. It was actually 2 seats at a big table with others, but we had enough room. The menus were long papers on narrow boards, and we looked them over until we picked a few dishes, hoping for the best. I didn't want any eel, which made choosing easier, and Jessie didn't like shrimp, so that narrowed it down more. But I knew I liked miso soup and the salad with ginger dressing. So, she said after we'd ordered, you and Cookie Deathridge? No. Yeah, but not really. But also, yeah. I let out a deep breath. I've always thought saying it's complicated was just a lazy way of not facing facts. Things aren't that hard. You're either messing up or you're not. But now I kind of get why people use it. Still a lazy way out, but it's the simplest thing to spit out. The simplest? Okay. So, what should one say? Wow. I don't know pops up, but that's just as bad. The thing to do is to just come out with it, man. I'm broken. I feel like my world's just stopped and I don't know what's what anymore. Then, this wild lady comes into my life right when I'm at my lowest, and for some reason, she decides to take me on as some sort of project. She's gorgeous, sure, and there's this emotional pull. But she's right, I'm not ready for anything serious. We all see that, and she's not into that scene either. But yeah, something happened. We didn't go all the way, but pretty close. I can't pretend it meant nothing because it did, in a way. But we're not a thing. From what I can tell, this is just a moment in time. A step or like a bounce back. I gotta say, it all feels odd to me. She nodded. As long as you get that, I don't want to see you get more hurt. More than you already are. By this. She frowned a bit. Huh. It's complicated does seem to fit, doesn't it? Sort of, but it feels like it lacks honesty. You've been hearing her out. She's all about being real. Talks about it in class lots. She's been good to me, I think. I think so too. She's pretty cool. A big deal on campus, but hey. Dr. Heartbreak, remember? I don't think getting stuck on her is wise. She's got you pegged. You don't really do casual. You never? She trailed off. No, I never. Whatever it was you were going to say, never did. She laughed, but it was a sad laugh. I was going to ask, you never did go behind Mom's back, did you? But I couldn't even get the words out. I couldn't even think it. Believing what Mom did is hard enough. No, just so you know, no, I never did that to your mother. I would never. I'm not saying I'm without fault. There are a lot of good-looking women out there. Yeah, I've seen them, had quick thoughts, but that's it. Nothing for real. I wouldn't. I couldn't. She gave a short laugh. But you just said you did. Well, kind of. I got close with someone who was there for me when my wife was busy with her new guy for 2 years, laughing at our promises to each other and expecting me to just deal with it. Our marriage ended the moment she started with that jerk. I was just the last to know. So it's done. You've made up your mind. Looks like it. I've been asking myself tough questions all day and not liking the answers. I shook my head, blinked slowly. All right, no easy way to say this. Just hang on for a sec. Remember that old car she had to have, that Mustang? She bought it with no checkup first. I wasn't happy, but she wouldn't listen. Turns out it was missing one of its parts, got all clogged up, and caused a fire in the front part while she was driving and you kids were in the back. Is that what happened? I sort of remember that, but never got why the car broke down. Yep, it was just careless. And that couch set we got, the one with the awful purple, terrible. But of course, what I thought didn't count. I always liked it. It stood out. Well, you can have it when we divide everything, and her family never liked me. They were nice to my face, but man, they really didn't like me, especially her mom. Because they think you didn't fully give your heart to Jesus. That should make them care for me more, right? Like Jesus said. But they didn't listen to him. They listened to Jim Bakker and Pat Robertson. They like to hate on liberals and gay folks more than love their foes or help the unknown. I get it. Every big fight with your mom, and in 22 years, we've had a bunch, was me trying to say no to something she wanted, and she always got her way, brushing me off, even more so when I was right. She had to push past me no matter what, and like a fool, I let her. I can't help but think it's my fault for letting her do this all these years. She wanted to push me to my limit, and she did. The sushi came. We started eating it slowly, then really dug in. It was pretty good. I couldn't use the chopsticks, so I just used my fingers. Big deal. It wasn't all bad. We had good times. And we got you 2 kids from it. Wouldn't change that for the world. I'd go through it all again, as hard as it is now, if it meant I'd be here with you today. Aw, Daddy, that's sweet. I love you. I love you too. You and your brother. More than anything. We kept eating. The ones with the green stuff on top were hot. Cookie's not at the Diamond Club anymore, Jessie said. She's either someplace else or taking a break. Really? How do you know? Some guys at school went looking. Figures. But you know she wasn't working last night. Yeah, but they said no one named Cookie works there. Well, she doesn't use her real name there. All the girls use fake names. She was Candy on Thursday night. And the guy in there called her C. That fits. I guess it always starts with C. Charlotte. Chloe. Chantel. Carol. Cheryl. Cynthia. Christine. Chiffon. Charlene. I'm out of C names. Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha? Yeah, from Greece. Cha-Cha di Gregorio. The top dancer at St. Bernadette's with the bad rep. How do you keep old movie stuff in your head like that? Hey, it's not an old film. Not like Casablanca or something. It is. That was, what, 25 years before I came along? Okay, maybe it's old to you then. How old were you when it came out? I don't know, young. 7, maybe. So it stuck with you, like a duckling follows the first thing it sees. It got everyone. It was big. Seems like it. You're still odd. You get that, right? She had a point. My brain holds on to things about books, films, and songs for years. I forget what I ate last week, who all my cousins are, or when I have a doc appointment, but with stories or pop culture, I remember it all. We kept talking about easy stuff for the rest of our meal, stepping around topics like Stephanie and Cookie. It was just what I needed. I think my little girl did too. She needed to see me not falling apart. At some point, we called Michael, because of course we did. He caught on to how we were feeling and acted all silly and outgoing like he usually does. I called Cookie later that night, as I said I would. So, sushi's a thing now. Sushi? Yeah, it's a thing. Why? Jesse took me to try it. Seems we're all trying to change our usual paths a bit. Neat choice. Where'd you go? The Ichiban on American Boulevard? All right, next time I'll take you to Kabuki. That's where the good stuff is. Deal. So, been thinking about tomorrow a lot. Done heaps of saddening and thinking over things. And I've gotten really caught up and puzzled by a weird and mysterious lady who's decided to make me her project. It's been good, that. Thanks a ton, kind sir. Trust me, she's not finished with you yet. I hope not. I'm a mess. Still a long road ahead. I've got patience, but we're starting from a solid base. So, about tomorrow? Yeah. She caught me off guard with that note, and I was left to handle the shock of it all alone. I think she should get the same. She'll find an empty home, and I'll leave her a note just like hers. I won't be there for her to talk to. Let her be mad and shout at herself while I'm not around. It's only fair. Is that what you really want? She's expecting me to wait for her so she can take charge again and we can talk. Supposedly, like grown-ups, once my supposed tantrum is done. Nope, not gonna do that. I want to surprise her. Is that your choice? This one of those times you need me to say it 3 times? Smart guy, yes. Then yes, this is my choice. I'm going to leave her a note, lock her out of the house, and put her things in storage. She doesn't get to keep me under her control, waiting to talk whenever she wants, calling my rightful anger childish. 3 times, and it's decided. Okay, then. You're making a strong choice, and I can stand by that and help you through it. Have you actually written the note? In my mind, loads of times. On paper, not really. Well, when you do, just keep in mind that shorter is often better. Go for less words for a bigger effect. Didn't you write a whole book called? I searched around for a moment and then found it by the couch. She laughed so hard she almost fell. Guilty! She had to catch her breath. You caught me. That was a tough lesson. Let me tell you a secret about fancy writing. It's not about making things clear. It's about showing off how smart you are. That book, it's for giving other smart folks something to argue about. And if you make it hard to get, you can always say they didn't get it if they disagree. Honestly, I wrote that book once, then rewrote it in simple words, added some wild stories, and bam, it sold way more. People tip their hats to the first for looking smart. But they actually read and talk about Professor Slut. That makes a lot of sense. I'm writing another, this time with real-life stories, hoping to shake off Professor Slut and really be seen as Dr. Heartbreak. Can't wait to check it out. Be careful what you wish for. You might find yourself in it. Oh boy, in a good way. Thanks, I guess. So what's your note going to say? I'll tell her I'm not playing her game, that she can't blame me for our split. She was the one who changed everything, not asking me. Sounds fair. A sad end, but fitting. I went quiet, an idea hitting me. Dave? Yeah, sorry. Just had a thought. Are you okay? Yeah, fine. Just like I said. I don't want to be in this house, Steph. I sure do need more than what you gave me. You picked the easy way out and lied to me more. You never wanted to see me. You had a plan to make me mad from far away, then when I was down, you tried to make me agree with you. Maybe I was a good husband. I did try. But you? You're not a good wife. If this is how you treat me and our marriage, then you shouldn't be married to anyone. No way. I'm not going along with what you want. This might hurt you, but I need to do this for me. You did what you wanted without thinking about us. So now, I'm doing what I need. I used our shared money to end and cut off our joint credit cards. I put half of our money into my own new accounts. I didn't touch our retirement money yet. I'm thinking about how to fairly split what we own. I changed the locks at the house, so don't try to come in unless someone is there. Jessica has some of your clothes and stuff for a few days. The rest of your things are in a storage unit. Here's the key for the lock and how to get the pod sent to you. You might think I'm acting young and silly, that my anger is just a dumb guy thing. You say your freedom and love life are strong and good, but when I talk about us, you call it old and bad. You blame me if I can't get over your cheat. No, Steph, you messed it up. You broke our marriage when you made your own rules without asking me, and like you've said, it's been for a long time. Our marriage was over when you thought I didn't need to know. Just so you know, yes, I saw it, and no, it didn't help. You might have been happy hurting me, but I've been rightly upset and wary all along. You made fun of me for it, even knowing I was right. That's not how you act with someone you love. That's not love or respect. That's not even how to treat someone you don't know. When you kept me out of the loop, you stopped seeing me as your husband, and more like a fool. Looking back, we were never a loving, give-and-take couple. It was always about you. I just went along because I loved you and wanted you happy. You were wrong to think my giving in was weakness. The only good thing are the kids. I don't know what you'll tell them, but I say go with the truth. If not, I will. I don't care where you go, what you do, or who with. That's on you. I don't own you. I can't control you. I can't stop you. But don't act shocked and mad now that things are changing without your say-so. We're split up now. Feels bad to be left out without a talk, right? I'll have my phone off just like yours was. Don't call or text. Don't be mad at me for not talking. You stopped talking first. It's not your call when we chat. I'm not under your thumb like you're not under mine. I'll let you know when I'm good to fix things. Best if we have our lawyers there. Go away, Dave. I wasn't there when she read my note. I wish I could have seen how she felt, but I'm also glad I wasn't. Did I want her to feel sad, mad, ready to fight or give up? If I got joy from her bad feeling, I'd feel bad. If I felt sad or wished I hadn't, I'd be upset. If I didn't care, that would be bad too. No way she felt would have made me happy. So I let it be a mystery. She tried to call lots, but I turned off my phone. Jessica told me later she called her crying, shocked and hurt, asking what was going through my head to kick her out after 22 years for no reason. She thought I was cheating or something. That changed when my daughter showed up with her stuff and told her about the note she left on the table. Steph was shocked. That's the word Jessie used. She just stood there opening and closing her mouth, not saying anything. Then she took the bags and boxes Jessie brought and left. I didn't leave work early. I left at my normal time and went to Cookie's place. It was an upstairs flat in an old brick building near the college. There was a lot of shiny paint on old stuff that probably was 100 years old. The floor made noise here and there. The ceiling had old brown spots from when the roof leaked a long time ago. There were old colorful rugs and hangings, and lots of books on shelves that looked like they were from secondhand stores. Some shelves were just bent pine planks held up by gray blocks and old milk boxes. A beat-up stereo was on a painted small table near the edge of the room. Around it, half-used candles in mixed brass holders and old bottles sat next to burners filled with scent. The air was full of sweet, earthy smells, mixed with garlic, olives, and tomatoes from the kitchen. Cookie seemed to have been learning or teaching all her life. I sat down, not sure where to drop my bag. The tiny bathroom was so full, there wasn't space for even my toothbrush or razor. She had more odd jars and tools in there than in a fantasy potion shop. I ended up sitting at her kitchen table with a glass of dark wine, watching her finish up dinner, humming a tune from an old song. Then, something clicked in my mind. I did some quick thinking, and then I had to ask, "Hey, Cookie, do you recall when all the grown-ups on Sesame Street thought Mr. Snuffleupagus was just Big Bird's make-believe friend?" "Yes, I do." She paused and stared off. "They changed it because it might send the wrong message about kids not being listened to. The show's makers wanted kids to know grown-ups should believe them, telling real from make-believe." "That's so." It made me think about the puppet show, and my own mess with Steph reminded me of it too. She kept saying her cheating was just in my head. That was wrong. It took a while on the show for them to see that. Snuffy was always just missed. It was a joke. "Oh, Big Bird, you're so silly. There's no Snuffleupagus." When it was time to show him, it wasn't Roosevelt Franklin who held Snuffy's trunk to stop him from leaving to brush his fur before meeting everyone. It was Elmo. I didn't know what to say next. You're right, it was Elmo, but you do remember Roosevelt Franklin. She paused, her stirring again. He left the show when they changed Gordon back in '75, I said, trying to be careful. I thought maybe you knew about the early '80s when everyone finally saw Snuffy, but you caught me off guard. You must have watched the first seasons when they were first on. Only that explains how you remember Roosevelt Franklin. She turned back to finish the food. Bow-tie pasta with a tasty sauce, mussels, and garlic bread. It was so good, and I told her that. Thanks, she said with a small smirk. You were checking if I knew my stuff just now. Smart. Go ahead and ask. All right. How old are you? You look maybe late 20s or early 30s, but your memories, they don't fit. I'm 54. Probably older than you. I couldn't hide my shock. How? Well, let's see. I've never smoked or done heavy drugs. I hardly drink, only wine with dinner sometimes, and never too much. I eat well and make sure I get lots of good stuff that fights aging. I keep moving with dance, and I work out 4 times a week, for 30 to 45 minutes a time. I avoid the sun, and my skincare is almost like magic. But those are small things. A big part is how I live. I've never had kids, and I don't plan to. I keep a young spirit, hang out with younger folks, and that keeps me going. But the real secret? Great genes. All my grandparents are still here, over 100 years old, not looking a day over 70. By their example, I'm just getting started. That's wild. What tipped you off? Small stuff at first. You knew Yvonne Craig was Batgirl. Alone, that's nothing. You could have seen the old Batman show reruns, or just like old stuff. Then you tossed out a quote from Babylon 5, Zathras. Very sad, but at least there is balance. That show's from the early 90s, 30 years back, and it's hardly on TV reruns or online. You're either super into old shows or you watched it live, and just now you hummed a tune from Grease. So you must remember 1978. It made me think. You said Justin tried to off you 3 years after you hit 25, and you spoke about it like it was ages ago, not just 5 or 6 years. You were working on a big paper, but now you're a higher-up teacher, not a newbie. You've got a secure spot, so you've been at this job a while, and that takes years. Justin's band was trying to get a deal, which means music was still about CDs, not downloads, and your scar from the shot is almost gone. It's got to be decades old. It was 1997. She shrugged. I don't make a fuss about my age, not really. It's not hidden, but people don't ask. I let them think I'm way younger than I am, and I don't fix it. I still get checked for my age. She lifted her drink. Got checked for this wine, in fact. The girl at the counter did a double look when she saw my birth year. She thought it was my mom's. Why didn't I see it when you showed me your ID at the bar? It was dim. You were busy. I had no clothes on. And usually no one sees it unless they're really looking. This is something. It happens more than you think. People think that once a woman hits 40, she turns into a granny figure with silver hair up in a bun, wrapped in a big, warm cloth, always cold, sipping on weak tea, knitting, and chatting to a moody cat. Whoa. I can act that part if you like. I can knit and crochet. I bet I have a warm cloth here. I can make tea, but Sebastian hides when people come over. Sebastian. Like the cat in the Josie and the Pussycats show. Wow. How did Stephanie think she could trick you? It only works in stories. I guess I can miss a lot in real life. I don't think so. Stephanie must be really off to think you're easy to fool. Well, thanks. I'll take that nicely. Her smile was bright as the sun. We didn't get close that night. I thought I'd sleep on the couch, but Cookie said no. She let me share her bed, and we just hugged in our underclothes. I was thinking too much for more, and she didn't push. She knew I needed a different kind of close. That feeling of being close grew the next day when I used her shower. I've traveled a lot for work. I deal with moving big containers on trucks, trains, and ships. So I'm used to showering in places not my home. Cookie's place was different from any hotel or B&B I'd stayed in. She had this old tub with clawed feet, not made for showers, but it had one added on. Its bottom was all curved and slick, a real hazard. It had a shower curtain all around it since it wasn't up against the wall. This meant when you showered, the curtain would blow in and stick to your legs. I had to be careful to not let it swing open and spill water everywhere. There was no place for my razor either. Looking at the dozen bottles hanging off the tub side, I couldn't tell which was shampoo, conditioner, or body wash. No simple soap, just lots of scrubs. It seemed like she hardly ever stood in the shower. She might fill the tub at night and likely used the fancy shower head on its long hose for fun, while just lying back and soaking in the warmth. But all this really showed it was her place, filled with her stuff, set up just how she liked. She'd know where everything was, even in the dark or by the light of a few leftover candle nubs. Being in that bath felt as close to her as being wrapped up in her arms. Maybe even more so. Heading to work, I pushed aside my thoughts for a while. Got a lot done that morning. I blocked Steph's number and told the front desk to keep her out, but she didn't come by. She had school, I guess. I wondered what kind of talk she might have had with her boss after my call to Hal. Steph sent a ton of voicemails and texts, all gone now. I didn't want to deal with her after she left me hanging. Was it the grown-up thing to do? Maybe not, but did it feel right? Totally. I kept my promise and took Cookie out for dinner that night. We were going to learn about sushi some other day, because I just had it with Jessica. We ended up at a steak place called Ruth's Chris. I wanted to thank her for everything, for really saving me. When the server came up to our table, she was about to do the usual small talk, but stopped short. She locked eyes with Cookie and came closer. "I love you," she said. Cookie's face lit up. "I love you too, Liz. When did you start working here?" "Just 2 months ago." "It's not bad. What brings you here? And who's this?" "This is Dave. He's staying with me for a bit, so he's treating me. I love him too." "Oh, I get it." She looked at me. "Welcome to the group. We should come up with a secret handshake or something. I'm Liz. You could say I was in your shoes about 2.5 years back, more or less. Without her, I don't know where I'd be. You're in good hands. She's a keeper. Nice to meet you, Liz. I guess we'll swap our rough stories sometime." "Sharing does help," she replied, but only to a point. After a while, I saw I was just feeling sorry for myself. I had to find a middle way between settling things with my past and making a new life for myself. Couldn't have done it without her. She gave a warm smile. "Dave's just starting," Cookie added. "It all hit him last Thursday." "Oh my goodness, Dave, I feel for you. Listen, she's the best. But if you ever need someone else to talk to, I'm here for you too. You need pals. Folks who got your back, you know? I've been down that road, I get it, so I'm here for you." I just nodded, shocked. "Now, what do you two want to drink?" I asked for a wheat beer, and Cookie went for a white wine. Liz hurried off to grab those and some bread and water for us. Cookie grinned at me. "Go ahead, ask," she said. "Yep, Liz and I go way back. She hit a rough patch, and I was there for her, just like I'm here for you. It's what I do. But I won't dive into the details. That's Liz's tale to tell, not mine. When the time comes, you can chat with her, share your stories too. She's an open book, nothing to hide or be ashamed of. Same here. Here's my rule. No gossip, no secrets, no lies, no poking into other stuff. It's about keeping things private, showing respect, okay? So, don't go spreading talk. Agreed? Sounds fair to me. Great. So, keep it tight, yeah? Of course, no worries. Third time's the charm, yeah? You got my word. Great. Settled. It felt like a deal was made in silence. Okay, not about Liz, like we said, her stuff, but in general. You mentioned you're not into girls. I lend a hand in many ways, not just that. Sure, it can be part of it, but not always. Each case is its own thing. To help is to help. To be close is to be close. And yes, I'm straight, but I'm not stiff about it. Is it off to say that's kinda cool? Not if it seems cool to you. It might be odd to some, but it doesn't bother me. Why doesn't it? Because, smart guy, I love you. I love you too. Stephanie stood at our table's end, hearing us say, "I love you," and watching us hold hands. Every common lie that cheaters say flashed in my mind and nearly slipped out. It's not what it seems. Let me explain. It's not like that. The only thing that stopped me was the mess of words in my mouth, leaving Cookie to speak up first. "You must be Stephanie." "And who are you?" "A buddy." She held my hand tighter. She was still holding it? "A close buddy. It looks like Dave has been having a tough time with his marriage and needs a friend. His wife has been unfaithful, and now she wants him to just accept it, forgive her, and let her keep doing it." She looked at me. "Is that right?" "Pretty much." "That's none of your business. Let go of my husband." "Which husband?" I thought you had two equal spouses. Isn't that what you wrote in your goodbye letter? David, who is this? Stephanie, I said calmly. You just spent 4 days away with your secret other husband, leaving me to deal with a mess of feelings and problems alone. And now you're upset because I'm eating dinner with a friend? You've got some nerve. Why are you here? How did you know where to find me? Your phone, said Cookie. She checked your location. You two are on the same phone plan, right? At least for her main phone, the one you know about. She's got another one, a hidden one for her boyfriend. Don't talk as if I'm not here. Sorry, said Cookie. My bad. Look, Stephanie, I don't mean to make you feel bad. I'm really not mean. I'm just showing how odd your situation is. You found someone else. You haven't left him. You plan to keep up with him no matter how your man feels, but now you're mad because Dave was close with another girl at a food place. Really, you've got no right to be mad. You wanted an open thing, remember? I didn't think. He wouldn't. She shook her head and blinked a lot at me. Dave, you moved on fast, huh? I guess I didn't see this coming. I'm not trying to get back at you, Stephanie, I said. I'm trying to be clear. You and me are done. We ended when you could treat me like that. You stopped being mine in your mind from when you started. Now I'm just accepting what's real. Well, she stood tall. I'm sorry you feel that way. If you were better, you might handle this more grown-up. Maybe think a bit on my ideas for what's next. You mean like how you thought of me, right? I was thinking of you. I knew it would hurt. I tried to be nice. Keep saying that. Maybe one day you'll think it's true. You both clearly have much to talk about, said Cookie. And it's about time. I should go. I agree, said Stephanie. You should go, but first, tell me your name. I'm Cookie. Cookie? What sort of name is that? Is it your dancer name or what? No, it's my real name. My dance name changes. Oh my God, you're actually a dancer? You're joking. Oh, this is just too good. Geez, Dave. I can't believe you went to a place like that. That's funny. That's gross. That's so sad, so low. How could you? You know what we think about that? Well, that sure would show me, huh? Just think about what you were up to this weekend and maybe zip it. How can you talk to me like that? As if Steph and I weren't about to throw down, Cookie said, To answer you, I got my name from my great-great-granddad. He managed the food wagon on big cattle drives in Oregon. Stephanie just stared at her. I promise that's way funnier than you all get, she kept going. Really, when my mom was expecting me, she joked she had a bun in the oven. My dad said I'd be sweeter than any bun, more like a cookie. And it just stuck. They thought about other names. I could have been Jennifer, like half the girls born that year, or Melissa, or even Stephanie. But every time they settled on a name, they went back to calling me Cookie. They gave in and made it official on my birth certificate, since that's what they'd call me anyway. I love it. No one forgets it, mixes it up, or spells it wrong. Steph just glared silently. That must be like the 600th time I've shared that, Cookie went on. So, enough about me. How are you? Me? Oh, just perfect. Caught my man cheating with some chick, so I'm having a blast, thanks. We're not cheating. I haven't slept with him, and I don't think he's into just that. He doesn't look like he's into quick things. She turned to me, checking me out. Not that I'd mind. He's quite the looker, and I bet he's great in bed. We both got she meant a specific kind of not sleeping together, but her point was clear. So what do you call it then when you're holding hands in public and saying, I love you? It's exactly what it seems. Dave is my close buddy, and I really care for him. He's going through a tough time, and I'm here for him, like anyone who truly cares should be. I guess you wouldn't want to talk about what you're doing in all this, David. She chose to ignore Cookie because she was losing ground. Stop holding that lady's hand and come back home with me now. And we were indeed still holding hands. Well, look at that. Stephanie, Cookie spoke with clear control. Know this. I don't claim your husband, and he doesn't claim me. I'm my own, and I don't take others as mine. That's always how it'll be. I'm not out to take him from you. It's you who's pushed him away. Steph's mouth dropped as she tried to process it all. Where in the world did you meet her, Dave? I met her in a strip club. Got a lap dance and all. You. Calm down. She teaches psychology at Jessica's college. Psychology and sociology, actually. 2 PhDs. I also teach pole dancing at a fitness place for fun. She winked and slid out of the seat. As much fun as this is, I should go. I'm not the best judge here, plus I've got papers to check. She leaned in, kissed me quick on the lips. You still owe me a dinner. See you at home later? Sure thing, I said, as Stephanie gaped and fumed. Cookie walked off, only slightly swaying her hips. I had to praise her for holding back. Let's go, David. Home, Steph said. Stephanie, wife, or whatever we are now. I'll be very polite. Can't believe I'm saying this, but let's sit and have dinner here. I haven't ordered yet. We can try that calm, rational chat you wanted. Then you go your way and I'll go mine. But I've had it with your bossing and telling me how it's gonna be. Done. Over. The end. Last act. If you're not happy, you can just go. Your choice. Steph slid into the seat Cookie just left, frowning. Liz came by with drinks and bread just then. I'll come back in a bit since you just got here, she said, and left quietly. Steph barely looked up and didn't touch the wine. I really can't stand her, she mumbled. I see why. What's there to like, right? She's pretty, smart, done a lot, and is interesting. She likes me, and she really cares. You'd worry even if I hadn't been with her yet. If that's true, it feels even worse. It's like you're cheating in your heart. Don't you get that's just as bad? Oh, was I doing that? I hadn't thought about it. Why would you think that? Oh, come on. Why the I love you then? She says that to everyone, even to the waitress. No way. Ask her. Her name's Liz. I will. And what about that see you at home later thing? I'm staying at her place for a few days. I didn't want to be at our house when you came back. You're at her place? In her bed? That's not your business. Really, Steph, you're being unfair. You said you love someone else and have been for a long time. I never said that. Yes, you did. I never said it was a guy, and I said it's been for some time. Please, no one's fooled. You've been with Lee Davenport behind my back for 2 years, making me out to be a fool. How did you? I never said. You weren't supposed to know. Look, I'm not blind. I feel things, and I'm not dumb. I never thought you were dumb, and that's part of our problem. If you thought I was dumb, how did you think you could trick me for so long? But you didn't know. All was good. I chose not to know. I didn't want to see it. So I spent years mad at myself for thinking bad things about you. And you just watched. Heck, you pushed it. Happy to see me lost and confused. No end in sight, too. You said cheating made us better because it made you happy. No, Stephanie, it did not. I've been sad and blaming myself for too long. You've been using me, ignoring me, and breaking my trust. That's not what a good marriage looks like. I get you're upset, okay? I did wrong. And yet you act like it's my issue. Despite me being right to be upset, you're still messing up and don't plan to stop. Why should I have to deal with it? All right. So things could have been done better. We should stay calm like grown-ups and not do anything silly. That lock and storage trick was too much. Wow! Do you even listen to yourself? I'm not the childish one. You're being selfish and you can't see it. You're used to ignoring kids. Well, you can't treat me like one of those teens you meet. You're being mean and tricky. And yes, cruel. You don't have to say that. How is any of that not true? Why do you make me out to be the bad guy? You're the one acting badly, not me. You wrote about how great a husband I am, but you've been a terrible wife. Okay, I guess I have to take that. She started to sulk. This isn't how I wanted this talk to go. I bet this isn't how I wanted our marriage to go. She wasn't happy, more sad than mad. Hey guys, Liz came back quiet. Sorry to butt in, look serious. Picked what to eat yet? I don't want anything, said Stephanie. I do. Came here for steak. I'll take a small steak, more raw than not, with a big potato with all the stuff on it. Stephanie will have the small ravioli with veal, and 2 salads, blue cheese dressing on the side. I'm not hungry. I've known you 20 years, and I say you'll want it when you see it. You love their ravioli. Eat it here or take it home, you'll be glad. Trust me. She gave in with a small nod. Okay. Liz left quick. One thing I know, I started, this whole thing is tough. Not hungry till I am, then can't stop eating. Same with sleep and doing stuff. I'm all over the place, but at least I know I'm not losing it. At least I know what's real. I'm struggling too, she said. You think this feels good? Not at all. Hated keeping secrets, not being able to tell you or anyone. I was all alone. She looked really down. Don't look for me to feel sorry, Steph. You kept secrets because you knew it was wrong. You've been acting real bad, and deep down you know it. But you won't feel bad about it at all. Wow, your folks sure did mess you up. You think shame is a terrible feeling, that it's no good and holds you back. That's not right. Shame can be helpful. It stops us from acting awful. It makes you feel bad when you do bad stuff. You know what people who don't feel shame are called? Sociopaths. They're the ones without any shame. You're talking about empathy, not shame. Sociopaths don't feel empathy. You got that mixed up. Well, I'm not getting much of that from you either. I do feel for others. I understand this is tough for you. I told you that. You turned all red when you saw me here with Cookie. If you had thought for even a second how it would hurt if I did this to you, you couldn't have gone through with it. Really. Think if I fell for someone else and kept it from you. If I called you crazy for guessing and laughed at you for being jealous, knowing you were right, how would that hit you? That surprise, that rage, that disgust. You didn't feel any of that until just now. You didn't even want to think about it. It didn't mean anything to you. She wouldn't look at me. I kept going. How would you feel if Michael ended up with a woman who did this? If your future daughter-in-law cheated on him and kept him in the dark about loving another? You'd go mad. Don't even start on what you'd do if Jessica's guy had a hidden wife, lied to her for years, and then told her to just deal with it and accept being a sister wife. Man, they'd never find him. She stayed quiet. Now, about your boyfriend. Sorry. Your other equal partner. Geez, you really loved him, didn't you? But shouldn't you want better for him than some hidden thing with a married lady that could mess up both their jobs? Doesn't he deserve his own love, his own wife? Not just a secret, some shared time? You're messing that up for him. You've made him into someone who breaks homes. Now she had tears on her face, damn it. Screw her husband, I guess. And her kids, too. She only got mad over her crummy boyfriend. You only care about yourself, Stephanie. You only think about what you want. You don't care who you hurt. I guess that's your thing. Forget everyone else. This love, this romance, it's worth losing it all. Right? Because that's what you've done. You don't have to say it that way. Why not? You're just being mean. Look at yourself and say that again. That's when Liz came over with the salads. Thanks, Liz, I said. Oh, and hey, I love you. She paused to smile. I love you too. Then she walked away. I guess we kind of had our own secret code. What the heck? Said Stephanie. It's just words. I think Liz is cool. I love her. I'm not going to sleep with her or start a thing, but I can show I like her. You can't just say I love you like that. She doesn't mind. I see that. But I don't get it. Why not? Love can be many things. I can love anyone I want. I can love everyone in the world if I feel like it. Except your boyfriend, forget that guy. But everyone else, sure, why not? Do you still love me? Yeah, I do. You do? Of course. Then why are you being like this? Because I'm not tied to you anymore. You broke that bond. It wasn't a slip-up. You did it on your own, kept at it, and won't stop. I should get more than this in a bond. Even in your note, you said so. I guess I did, right? And yeah, I meant it. I just didn't see... I don't know. I hoped you'd be more open. It's not about me being open. Then what? God. Steph. If it was just about Sec, maybe that's one thing. If we had talked, made a plan together, like maybe trying new stuff, there could have been a way. Maybe not, but maybe. If I had a say in it, that would mean I still meant something to you. That us being together still meant something. But we'll never know because you didn't do that. You thought, forget Dave, don't care how he feels, I'm doing it. I was just in the way. Being married was just a block you didn't care about. You do mean a lot. That's why I couldn't say. You pushed me out. Then you tricked me for 2 long years. You lied, played games, and made me look dumb. I wasn't your partner, your main support in life. I was a joke. You thought I didn't deserve to know the truth about my own marriage. That's what ended it. I hoped that after all this time, being together so long, you might forgive me. Yeah, what's that old line? It's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission, right? But that doesn't make it fine. It's still not right for you to do. It's still not right for you to think it would all be okay in the end. Sorry won't fix it all. I get that. What's done is done. You can try to forgive, which is good for you, or stay mad, which only hurts you. Great. Thanks for that choice. I let out a big sigh. The thing is, you're right. I'll forgive you in the end. But our marriage is still done. It will take a lot of time, maybe seeing other people and some therapy, but I'll forgive you for me, not you. And it's not happening soon, and it's not because you want it. It will be when I'm ready, my way. You don't get to ask for that. By the time I do, we might not even talk. You won't know. It won't be your business. We don't have to end this. I thought we were good. We were happy, right? You mean what I don't know won't hurt me? Right. That's terrible. Like, what if I had cancer and didn't know? The cancer would still hurt me. It might kill me slowly, even if I don't feel sick. Or if I feel a bit off, I might just ignore it for a while. That's what you did to us. You gave our marriage cancer. Telling me might have helped us fight. Not telling just let it get worse until it was too late. She was silent. Then the server, Liz, came with our food. It smelled and looked good. This looks great, Liz. Thanks. Happy to. Need anything else? Yes, said Stephanie. The woman before me. Did she say I love you? Yes. And I did too. So, your girlfriends? Or, Liz stood still, letting one eyebrow go up a bit, giving Stephanie a chance to make the awkward moment even more awkward. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be nosy. It's just, I need to know what's up with my husband. Liz looked at me and I nodded a little. That was Cookie Deathridge, and she's not anyone's girlfriend, she started. If you're scared, she'll take your man, don't be. She tells her pals, I love you, and means it. For her, love isn't about romance, it's about connection, all right? So it's nothing serious? No, it's definitely serious. It's super important. But it doesn't mean you're a couple. You see, lots of folks think saying, I love you, means let's be together forever, get married, have kids, buy a home. Saying it feels huge, yeah? But love doesn't have to be that way. Love is a feeling. Feelings just pop up. You've got love on one side, and on the other, choices about how to live your life. You're not forced to act on every feeling. She looked at Steph like she'd just asked something and waited for an answer. Steph looked back, totally lost, as if her whole life was about climbing through windows and someone just showed her a door. Wow, did that really happen? In Steph's view, was it all so clear? Just add this, get that? Strong feelings mean you must get together. Wow, Steph, you dummy. No wonder you jumped into a fling so easily. No wonder you thought you could twist me into being okay with it. Wow, this makes too much sense. So a couple of years ago, Liz kept going, my guy I was going to marry was seeing someone else. We'd been together almost 7 years. Marrying was just a small step we hadn't taken. He was my perfect match. We had 2 kids and everything. Then another woman took him away. He left us and went to Calgary. I felt really down for a long time. Cookie somehow found me. She helped me feel better and see things differently. I found out she's just like that with everyone. So yeah, she became my friend and more when I needed it. She helped me a lot. I love her. She loves me. It's just how it is. Steph didn't say much after that. I thanked Liz and she left. Steph played with her food. I don't want a divorce, she said. I still love you more than anything. I didn't want this to happen. I thought you loved me, enough to try. Don't you love me enough to try? Stephanie, I do love you. Always remember that. But that doesn't mean you can ignore my feelings and hurt me. You can't use my love to make me stay. I never hurt you. I always loved you. I'm not trying to make you do anything. I just want things to be like before. We have a good life. I don't want to change that. So I should ignore that you're with another man, that you don't love him more, that he's not more important to you than I am. No, can't you see? It's been hard for me too. I wish I could have told you earlier, but I knew you wouldn't understand. I didn't want to embarrass you. It didn't change how I feel about you. I still love you so much, and he is not more important than you. I think he is. Being with him mattered more than our marriage. You chose him over what we had, so he must be more important. You haven't even thought about leaving him. She just looked at her plate. She paused before she could talk. If I said it, Dave, it would be a lie. I couldn't, even if I tried hard. You wouldn't believe me or trust me. Truth at last. I didn't think we'd risk what we have. I really didn't. I thought we'd be strong enough to handle the change. We have the twins, after all. You can't say that Michael and Jessica haven't changed our life. Everything moved when we became parents. It wasn't always smooth, but it was worth it, right? Despite the no sleep, the worries, the tough times, the less us time, all the work and the costs, having a family made us better. You can't argue with that. I thought it would be the same. Michael is my boy. Jessica is my girl. Suddenly I thought, damn, are they? Tell me the truth, I'll check. Yes, they are. I wouldn't do that to you. What you would or wouldn't do to me is not something I trust much. I shook my head as if shaking off dust. If you're honest now, if we are a family, then they are part of me and part of us, our doing together. They were our choice together. I embraced being a dad the way you embraced being a mom. Lee fucking Davenport, though, is an outsider. He's not wanted. That's your doing. You went behind my back. I can't stand the kid. No reason I should. He pushed me out of my own marriage. I do not, will not, and cannot see him as family. Not in any way. You better keep him away from me. As I spoke, another voice in my head screamed, "Hate you, hate you, hate you." I never said it out loud, but Steph seemed to get it anyway. My steak was just right. "We're still tied," Stephanie said after eating some of her food. "You can't just say it's done. I'll fight this. I'll ask for us to talk to someone. I'll make it take a long time. It would be much easier if you just took that I'm still here and not leaving." "You know what? Good plan. Let's talk to someone. I'll make it happen. But it won't go like you think. If you believe you can make the talker take your side so you can push me to say yes to your choice of loving more than one, think again. No. The goal of those talks will be to clear your mind and make you see what you did to break us. But that's the thing. I don't want us to break. You do. Then, let's see how it goes." "Talking about seeing how things go," she said. "It was really bad of you to call Hal. What did you tell him? This isn't about my work." "I didn't tell Hal anything. I called to ask about the teacher thing you told Jessica about. The one that wasn't real and you didn't go to? He had no clue. Then I asked if he knew where you were. He thought you were with me. Well, he asked me today if all was fine at home, and if there was something I had to tell him. He even showed me the workbook for help. You didn't talk about Lee, did you? I might have asked if he knew where he was too. Damn it, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to be with him. It's not fair to pull others in. Ha, that's funny. Don't pull others in. Maybe you should have thought of that. Stop trying to blame me. It's your fault, Stephanie. If you can't handle what comes next, you shouldn't have started this. Plus, Hal isn't stupid. He would have found out at some point if he didn't already guess. I bet he heard the rumors. What rumors? Your students have been talking. It started when Jessica and Michael were in 11th grade, didn't you know? Stephanie's face went white. No, that's not true. Ask them. Oh God, I don't even want to know. She looked down. Why did you tell the kids? Why did you let them read the letter I wrote you? I thought that was just for us. Like our marriage was just for us. Stop. Just answer me. Okay, I showed them the letter because they need to know the truth. I didn't want to be made out to be the villain. You would have told them we just grew apart. And Lee was just a friend who got close till you fell in love and got together after instead of being honest about sneaking around. No way. I wouldn't have done that. That's exactly what you were planning. No. I want us to stay together. While you keep seeing him, I think we can make it work. It's been working for 2 years. 2 years of you lying and breaking my trust. 2 years of messing me up. No. Not with him. No chance. Not now. And not without asking me first. You want to open our marriage? We needed to talk about that. You think we need help? That should have been before your affair. Saying sorry now doesn't fix it. Damn. I guess you're right. But it's done. We've got to deal with it. Somehow. Damn. I just realized something. What? You never said sorry for real. I did. I wrote it all in my letter. No. You were sorry that things ended up this way and sorry that I got hurt. But you didn't say sorry for what you did. You said you had no regrets, that it would be worse if you didn't go with him. No, Stephanie, you're not sorry for having an affair. You just don't like what came after. She sat back down. And since you got here, you haven't said sorry for real. Yes, I did. I said I did wrong. That's not the same as feeling sorry. Doesn't count as saying sorry. If I could do it again, Dave, I'd do it all different. But you'd still do it. I would. She sat up straight. But I would make sure you knew I wasn't leaving you for good. That it wasn't about you or us. And you're right. You should have known. You deserved that talk. I didn't treat my husband right. I am really sorry for that, and I'm very sorry I hurt you. You have to believe me there. You're not sorry you did it, or that you'll keep doing it. She didn't speak. Her eyes said yes, but no words came out. Because love is never wrong. I said. It would be bad to deny how you feel about him. More the same. I kept talking, and it would be wrong not to follow that feeling. That would be against true love. Yes. There it was. I thought about it for a split second. Get out of here, Stephanie. Stand up from this table and just go. Leave me be, now. Dave, go. She moved and her hands danced across the table. She stood up from the booth and stopped for a bit. I'm sorry, she said again, then walked away with tears on her face. I found myself holding my steak knife too tight, my hand all white. I didn't mean to. I let it go and just looked far away. Soon, Liz came over. I guess I know how that went, she said, looking kind. It was okay, I guess. Drink this, but slow, she said, putting a small glass with brown liquid in front of me. She had no tray but held it herself. Just sip. Don't rush. Let it fade in your mouth. I sniffed it. It was bourbon. I looked at her with one eyebrow up. Angel's envy, just as is, she said with a small, knowing smile. My treat. Take it slow. If you don't, I might have to give you a tap. I did as she said. I knew she wouldn't really tap me. It tasted great. I let the sweet, smoky drink fill my mouth and felt better all over. You're really good at your job, Liz. I'm at the bar most nights. You get to know things. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight. I'd like to be there for you too. I love you. She smiled. I love you too. I tipped her a lot more than I should have. How did it go? Cookie asked when I got to her place. It went, I said, just giving up. I said yes to talking to someone, not to fix things, just to make it clear. I shook my head. I'm sorry our night out got messed up. I still owe you a nice meal. Did you eat? Yeah, the usual for me. Hummus, olives, carrots, and cottage cheese, and some radish slices, crisp bread, and pita. It's easier for me than a big meal. Otherwise, I'd feel it when working out later. She just shrugged. But talking to someone might help. You could learn something. About Stephanie or about yourself, too. Those talks can bring a lot out. I hope so. Some stuff came out already. I fell into the love seat. What's this? Sorry. No, she's not really sorry. She doesn't wish she hadn't done it. She's sorry I feel bad. She's sorry for the mess. She's sorry things went south. But not sorry for what she did to cause it. Not sorry she's still at it. She's firm on that. Cookie nodded along as I spoke. I see. From all you've said, you hit the nail. She thinks if you never found out about her seeing someone else, all would be fine. That's not right, though. You'd be living a fake life and she'd be using you. But that's her view now. She can't be sorry if she thinks she hasn't done anything bad. Love is never wrong. That's what she threw at me. I cringed, connecting the dots. And since she's in love, she sees no wrong. Well, in her eyes. Darn it. That saying, love is never wrong, isn't awful. But not wrong doesn't mean all good. It's flawed thinking. It doesn't mean love works in every case. It could be senseless. It could not fit. It could be silly. It could be unhealthy. It could be risky. It could be many things besides wrong that still make love not a good choice. Exactly. And that's if she truly loves this other one. Maybe she doesn't. Maybe it's what she tells herself to make her actions seem okay. Calling it love gives her an excuse in her mind. Perhaps. People do wild stuff in the name of love. It's seen as daring to defy the norms. Being bad feels bold, the thrill of the forbidden. You've seen it around, but it ends up wrecking lives. Like ours did. Like yours. Like hers. You've cut ties with us, haven't you? I have. I stayed quiet. The thought that Steph might never feel bad for her time with Shitweasel hit me hard. She was still feeling good about it all. She was happy she went for what she wanted, no matter what. If she hadn't, she'd be mad at herself. Does this mean she'd do it again with another jerk? Oh no. Is the only way to have a love that lasts, to pick someone no one else wants? That didn't feel right. No, love works when you pick someone, which means you have a choice to make. Being stuck with no one else to pick isn't love. Love is when you pick the same person, the same life, day after day. Each person could walk away, but they choose not to. That's what makes it something to look up to. You stick with each other in good and bad times, mostly the bad. Is this one of those bad times? Was it me who was messing up? You look deep in thought, said Cookie. What's on your mind? Stephanie's never going to say sorry. It's just not how she is. She only thinks she should have played it different to make me react better. She thinks she messed up because she couldn't play me right. I'm the issue, not her. I'm being too hard and too proud. She thought she'd get me to give in. Cookie gave me a look that said she got it. She can't see how mean she is. A lot of women don't get how much guys need to feel proud. Our world tells men to be tough, to do it all, and never waver. You're supposed to provide, to be there, feeling and giving, yet never showing when you're hurt or need a hand. Men need care just like anyone, but you're never supposed to say it. Exactly. That's what they tell us when we're kids. She pulled off her top. No bra. Wow. Seeing boobs is good for you. It makes you feel good, lowers stress. Hard to be sad with them in front of you. Guess you're right. Feeling better now. Here, she climbed on me. Go ahead, no rules now, just us. She moved closer. I didn't wait to be asked twice. The touch of her skin, her smell, the soft sounds she made, and the rush of being wanted turned the next moments into ones I'd remember for years as pure joy. But then, after a bit, she shook in my arms, a silent gasp showing she was really happy. Happy from this? Hard to believe. More, she asked, still catching her breath. Okay. I held, squeezed, touched as if we were one. She moved against me. A sweat covered her, making everything feel even more intense. She was happy again, and again I lost count. Each happy moment blended into the next, a wave of good feelings. After a while, she stopped and sat down in front of me. She started to unbuckle my belt. You don't have to, I said, more ready than ever. Yes, I do. I didn't argue. The first one she gave me was all wild joy. Messy, fun, and oh so good. It was like a wow moment for me. Not just how it felt, but that I was wanted, that I mattered. That made me feel great, important even. It showed me how much I hadn't felt that way in so long. This time, though, was like she was showing off skills. Cookie knew her stuff, like a pro in making things feel amazing. She played a game, making me wait, then mixing things up in ways I didn't know. It kept me on edge, waiting, then she'd switch it up, touching spots no one else had. Even places I didn't expect got her attention. After what seemed forever, when I couldn't hold back, Cookie knew and changed her move. Do it, she said. She moved back, making me cover her neck and more as she touched me just right. Yes, she said as I gave more than I thought I could, non-stop until I was done. She showed off, laughing as she tasted it. She said, so good, all mine. Oh, David, you did well, didn't you? Seeing her like that stuck with me deep inside. Was all I could say. Wow. Did I mess with your mind? Did I set the bar too high for anyone after? Yeah. Good. She spread what was left of my stuff on her skin as if it were lotion, then climbed back beside me on the small sofa. Good name for it. But this wasn't love, she kept reminding me. It was something else. How did she say it? Being sure, feeling seen, liked, warm, sure of oneself, and fun, I guess. Somehow, during that wild night, she must have undressed me and put me to bed because that's how I woke up. Bare, with Cookie just as bare, cuddling close to me. For two people not in a thing, this sure felt like it. I woke up at the same time I always do and realized I had to work. Cookie moved a bit and made a sound. You don't have to go. No class till 10. But I need to. Too bad. Yes. Feeling better? She asked. Last night was a lot. It began good, got tough, then ended up being amazing. Good. You needed that. I feel a bit selfish. Don't. It was perfect. I needed it too. I didn't even, do the same for you. Don't stress. I couldn't have taken it. I would have had to stop you, plus I was out of it all night from before, and then it happened twice more while with you. Small ones. I was still feeling it. Wow. I had no clue. So, about the nipple thing? I never knew a girl who could really get into that. I thought it was not real. Nope. It's real for me. Not always, not often, and hardly ever like that. You were amazing. Really? One of the best times I've had. Only one of the best? Not the very best? Only a Sith deals in always or nevers, she said without a smile. I couldn't help but burst out laughing. What can I say? She laughed too. You were right about me loving my nerdy stuff. My first big crush was Luke Skywalker. I was 8. Thought so. Really, you were amazing. I loved every second and I love you. You should feel good about yourself. You're a kind guy and a great lover, a real catch. Take it from a mostly straight lady who looks like me. Don't let your wife's poor choices make you feel bad. Oh, by the way, can we meet at 4 today? Yes, I think so. I mean, I left work early yesterday, but I could do it again today if I change a few things around. What's up? We're hitting the gym. You're not in bad shape. Your body's okay. But working out makes your brain release happy, fun stuff. It makes you feel good and steady. Gives you a feeling of doing something great. There's no happier pill out there. More than that, you need to care for yourself. That's way more key than just getting pats on the back from others. Trust me, this is how you do it. Oh, okay. Guess I'll need to sneak back to my place then, to grab some workout clothes. Right. She looked a bit sharp as she caught the switch between house and home. And shoes. Running shoes. They don't need to be top line. Also bring a small towel. A hand towel's fine. Don't fret. I'll go easy on you at first. It's more about getting used to it and getting your heart right. We'll be at the university's sports place. I'll sign you in. All right. Good. Get cleaned up. I'll make coffee. She gave my butt a playful tap as I turned towards her odd little old bathroom. I felt on top of the world. Work was the usual grind. I popped into HR to let them know about my divorce, saying I'd need to sort out stuff like my pay and insurance and pension. Mentioned I'd have to take some days off now and then for lawyers and talks and stuff. They were super professional and strangely unhooked about it. We work for a big company, and while my world was flipping upside down, it was just the norm for them. That bit hit me hard in a gloomy way. That old line goes something like, "What's fine for the spider is bad news for the fly." That was me. The fly. I looked up some folks to talk to about marriage stuff and picked one to see. I thought I'd tell Steph with a text. I turned my phone on and saw a ton of emails and texts from her. I got rid of them. I knew what I had to do. I managed to leave work early again and tried to sneak back home before Steph got there. That's when I saw the storage pod. It was right back where it had been when I filled it with Jesse and Cookie stuff. Steph had put everything back, acting like what I did didn't matter. Fine. The new keys didn't work. The locks were changed. Again. The new ones looked pricey. Did she break in? Yep. She broke a window near the back door and fixed it, probably through the same folks who changed the locks. Lucky for me, she didn't touch the garage door opener, and the kitchen door lock there was the same, so I could get in that way. I thought I should keep a way open for later just in case, so I made sure the window lock in Michael's room was still off from his sneaking out days. We knew, but didn't say. Most of Steph's things were back in place, like she wanted to make it like nothing ever happened. But she wasn't done. She was working by herself, and sad, so she couldn't do what 3 people did in a day. As I packed my stuff and took some extra bits too, I noticed something I missed before. Stephanie had way more stuff than I did. If it was just my things, I could have packed up alone in maybe an hour or 2. All I really had was in spaces we shared. In my own home, I only took up a little space. I had half the closet, barely a drawer to myself, 1 chair in the living room, and a tiny spot at the table for my work stuff. Everything else was for Stephanie. I felt like I was just visiting, trying not to take up too much room. Damn it. I threw most of my things into the car. They all fit. I left the chair behind, driving to the college gym, wearing an old shirt, shorts, and my only pair of sneakers. I realized something. It hit me late. Our bed looked untouched. Stephanie wasn't even staying there. I wish I could say I enjoyed working out, that it was fun, made me feel alive, and got me excited for more. But it was the total opposite. I felt dumb, clumsy, weak, sore, and old. Cookie was nice and went easy on me, but I could barely try the stuff she showed me, and I probably kept her from doing her own workout. It's tough at first, I know, but it does get easier. How long till it does? Give it 3 or 4 tries. It gets much better. Don't force it. Just keep coming. That's the key part. You'll start doing more when you're ready. If you say so. I do. You might not believe me now, but in a few hours, you'll feel good and be proud of yourself. I guess I'll have to trust you. We were at Planet Smoothie, right in the lobby. Cookie offered to pay. The PB&J smoothie I was having tasted amazing. Cookie looked great in her sports outfit and had a healthy shine. Considering how things were going, I should have felt happier. Getting into a routine is key, she said, trying to get past my gloomy mood. Do it without thinking, even if you really don't want to. You'll thank yourself later. Having a plan helps when you feel lost. Right now, you're just floating without aim. Making yourself do things and watching them change your life feels good at a time like this. It must be about working out. No, it can be about anything. Sure, exercise is a great way to see quick benefits from a little effort. She tilted her head. But you're correct. Other stuff works too. Soon, you'll start tackling those things. I see. There's a lot to do. I'm not just talking about sorting things out. Yes, there's dealing with your lawyer, seeing your therapist, and your bank stuff. I think you've got that. But there's deeper work to be done. Your way of living, who you are, your work life. Now's the time to think about what you really want. Well, I know what I don't want. I don't want things to go back to how they were. I'm not into the whole equal partners thing she's after, or the open relationship bit. No way. And I don't want to stay with her even if she ends it with that guy. She'll end up hating me, giving me looks like I'm the bad guy. It's good you know that, but try to focus on what you do want, not just what you don't. Build on positive thoughts, not negative ones. If I say, don't think about tigers, what do you think of? Tigers. Right. A negative makes you think of the very thing. But if I say think of watermelons, what then? Watermelons, and not tigers. Oh, okay. I get it. So, Dave, what do you want? How do you see your life from now on? I looked up. That's a really good one. No rush and no rules. You can even shift gears if needed, more than once. What should I do, you think? I say, it's time to stop asking others for what's good for you and choose for yourself. Right. My bad. Silly of me to ask. No, it's just habit. You're so into making others happy that it's tough to think for yourself. True. I frowned. I wish I knew a better way to ask, to get help, but it slips my mind. But sometimes asking is more key than finding out, yes? Was that a question? One for thinking on. Try this. What if I could have things just my way? Where would I be if I could pick any place? Who would I have around if I could choose anyone? What would I do if anything was up for grabs? You might shock yourself with what you find. I hope you do. And if you can't grab what you want, you'll snag something close enough, which might be even better because it's real, because you can go for it, because it's yours. Man, I've got a ton to chew on, huh? You do, but no rush. Things are going to roll on, things will shift, you'll see many doors, and it's all uncertain till someone locks in a choice. That someone should be you, yeah? Yeah. Divorce shakes up life. Folks move to new places, switch jobs, find new folks, all sorts. It's like a before and after moment in your life. We often see it as something bad, but it's also a chance to grow and change. How often do you get to make yourself over? To try things you'd usually skip? To peel off your old self and turn into someone new, someone you've always wanted to be? Sure, it's scary and big, but it's also exciting, a fresh challenge. Anything you've ever thought about but quickly said, oh, I could never do that. Well, now's the time. Man, I wouldn't even know where to start. That takes us back to square one. You become something by doing stuff. Are you a gym guy? You get there by doing it. Are you into fishing, writing, dancing, gaming, telling jokes, hunting, chasing girls, juggling, making things, reading? None of those. You start with small steps. That's how everything begins. First, you imagine it's real. That's tough. Then you mess around with it. You spend time on it. You practice. You do more, and then you're in it. Do it long enough, and you get good. Stay good at it, and it becomes a part of you. Not just in your mind, but out here. Then it hit me. Cookie. I'm gonna guess you weren't a dancer before the stuff with Justin. I sat back, hoping I hadn't just ruined everything with this lady. I hadn't. She just nodded. That was my big change. Before, I was quiet, a total keeper to myself. That's how I did it in grad school, always in my books. I hardly talked to anyone and only cared about what I was working on. That's how I got through. People with big degrees think they're the smartest. We're not. Once I could talk so much about tiny things, my words made folks bored. They just wanted me to stop. That's why I have 2 degrees. I couldn't be a teacher, too scared to talk in front of others. I wanted to hide in research, away from everyone. But it was hard to find such a job. I wasn't pushy enough, so I went back to school. It felt safe. But look at you now. I changed a lot. I decided to be different. strong, confident, brave. But everyone gets scared, she said, her voice dropping. Being brave means fighting that fear. She smiled then, a bit sorry. Oops, I sounded like a space warrior. I used to be a big nerd. Some of that is still inside me. But yes, I chose to change. In the hospital after my surgery, I knew I had to be new. The old me didn't make it. I was reborn. I wanted to be strong, sure, and to feel good about how I look. That was so strange for me. When I first danced, it felt like the scariest thing ever. I'd never even worn a swimsuit outside. No way, she lifted her hand. By Grabthar's hammer, I promise. Galaxy Quest. Alan Rickman. Nice. You catch everything. Just a weird talent, he mentioned. Don't put yourself down, David. You've got a great mind. You can do loads with it. Even make myself new? For sure. Wait, something she just said. You called me David, not Dave. Is that okay? Yeah, it's cool. When Stephanie used to say that, it meant I was in hot water. She used it when she was mad or not happy with me. You didn't. You seem to really mean it. Yes. Sure. Do you want me to call you David all the time now? No, it's okay. Either way works for me. People often change their names when they make themselves new. Many women do. Even if not by law, they ask friends to call them something new. Did you want to? No, not much. How about you? Did you think about changing yours? I did think on it, but I chose to keep Cookie. She gave a small smile and laughed a bit. It's fine for me, because of the song. That song is always playing in my head, like a little cheer. It makes me feel strong. That's nice. Many things are nice, Dave. Even when everything seems bad, you can still find something small to enjoy. After finishing our smoothies, I picked up my car and followed Cookie to her place. Finding a spot to park was tough, and I was worried about my stuff in the car. I took a bag of clean clothes and walked 4 blocks to Cookie's. Sorry, parking's a beast. Sorry. Yeah, it's hard to find a spot now. I've got most of my things in my car. I hope they're safe. Could I bring them in here? As soon as I asked, I saw how silly that was. Her apartment was small and full. My place isn't ready for that. How much stuff do you have and how long do you need to keep it here? I'm sorry. No, I get it. That won't work. It should be fine for the night. I'll fix it in the morning. She gave a nod. Look, I get you don't want to be in the house with Stephanie around, but we need to think of a more lasting fix for you. Stephanie's not there. She's not? The bed's not been used. Seems she's staying at her boyfriend's. She tries to pull you back to a house she's not even in? Right, that's odd, isn't it? Maybe if her plan worked, she'd be there with me, I guess. Well, you can crash here a few days, you're welcome. But having you here long-term is tough. If you've got that big house empty, no need for us to cram into this small spot, just for fun, of course. Oh no, I'm in your way, sorry. I've been dumb and selfish. Stop, I'm not mad. See it as a chance to think about what we said before. Where do you want to live? Not sure. Not at your house? Not really. You want your own spot? Yes. A place for the kids when they come over, or to give them a spot they feel is theirs. They're good at school, but I want them to have a spot to call theirs and feel safe. So you'll stay in the city? Haven't thought of leaving. Now's the time to think. What's here for you? Why stay? What could make you pick up and move? We had to stay for Stephanie's job. But not now, I guess. I work at a big place, offices everywhere. Maybe I could move to a city by the sea. I've told myself no for so long. Do you want that? Maybe. It's like starting over, I guess. It would keep me away from Steph. But I'm getting too old for that stuff. She looked at me hard. Say again, who's old? Oops, forgot. It's fine. I know folks much younger than me who feel and act older. Age does bring limits, yeah, but it's also about how you see things and your attitude. Many young ones tire themselves out early. That makes sense. What you're doing is what I call a quick no. Every time we think about new chances, we shut them down fast. We do it because we like things as they are. Even if we don't love our life much, it feels safe. New chances seem scary. So the quick no happens. I want you to fight that feeling. Not because I want you gone or anything, but because you should be able to change if needed. Your world changed while you weren't looking. Being able to adapt and take charge is key. So ignore the quick no. Yeah, ignore it, she said with a nod. It's not helping you. Where do you want to live? I'm not sure. I felt a chill. But likely not here. I need to look at my choices and think them over. I know it's not a strong answer, but it's how I work. I'm all about plans and making decisions after looking at the info. Good. And you're right. I've stayed too long. I'll find a place tomorrow. I can get a good deal. This is your place, and I respect that. You've helped a lot. You've been worth it, and you still owe me a nice meal out, and I owe you a real sushi night. You're right, as you always are. You know this better? It's an old, sad story, Dave. Very old and very sad. She made a simple yet perfect dinner. Fish over rice with some veggies and a couple of glasses of wine. We talked about everything but my troubles. Cookie thought it was good for me to have a night off from all my worrying. After eating, we sat close together. When she sat down, I gave her a kiss, then sat down in front of her on the floor. Really? She said. You don't need to, Dave. You've been so kind to me, Cookie. Let me try to give some of that kindness back to you. What a nice thing to do. She slightly lowered her pants. Go ahead. I got her pants off and kissed up her left leg, from bottom to top, slowly. I held her calf with one hand and rubbed her foot with the other. I stopped to let her feel my breath near her before doing the same on the right leg. Went slow. I played around, moving close, then away. I touched the sides and back of her legs and gently held her behind. I softly opened her up and then moved away, just looking at her react. I'd never been with a girl who was all smooth like this before, and I really liked it. Just thinking about how much care she took with herself was exciting. David, you're driving me crazy, she breathed out. Be nice. Her hand grabbed the back of my head, pulling me closer. Say the magic word. Please, please, please go down on me. I want it. And so I started. God, Stephanie is such a fool. A big, big fool. Thank you. You have no clue. Oh my God, you're great at this. You do it like a girl who really enjoys it. Wow, that's quite the compliment. You got it. God, I was not expecting that. Wow, Dave, wow. You're too sweet. No, I'm not. I'm just out for myself. How are you? She reached back and felt my situation. This poor thing must want some attention. It was true. I was very ready. Actually, I'm okay, I said, which was a surprise even to me. You're joking. She turned to face me. Usually guys see going down as just a step before the main act. You know, the rule, you gotta lick it before you can stick it, right? And here you are, after making magic happen, and you're okay? She looked harder. Not that it's bad, but what's up? Well, I think I wanted to do this just for you, with no other thought, because you're worth it. You've been so good to me. I wanted to give back. And, well, okay, keep going, I think. You told Stephanie that casual stuff's not my thing. You're right, I've never gone that far. I feel like if I did, I'd fall too hard for you, and you don't want that, but I can't help it. I'm already halfway there. Setting limits is good, she said. Talking is good. I get it. I respect that. You know what else is good? Letting go. And I'd feel really bad, like I'd let myself down if I ignored this chance. She held just the tip in her hand, giving it a firm, wet squeeze. So we won't go all the way. But come on, let me help a friend out. She moved on top of me, lining herself up so I was close to her back door. Just imagine going in there. Into my butt. I lost control. I didn't try to stop it. She was still squeezing the tip, pressing it against herself. My mind went blank and it all came out, more on her than in. But some might have gone in. It was messy. Yes, she whispered. That's it. That's really nice of you. Such a great gift. I love it. So caring. I just breathed out hard. She cleaned her hand with a piece of the blanket and cuddled up to me. Oh, David, that was wonderful. And you're still good in a way. Now we're at everything but. She laughed. You said but. I laughed too. Yep, but. Ha, ha. We couldn't stop laughing, more because we sounded like those TV characters, Beavis and Butthead, than anything. I pulled my shirt over my face so just my eyes were showing and stuck my arms out. I am. The great Cornholio. Stop. She laughed so hard she could barely breathe. I'm the one who needs paper for my, you know. She stumbled up and went to her little bathroom. Stay there. She turned off the water and came back with 2 warm cloths for me. One had soap on it. She gently cleaned me up, and then with a soft kiss, she asked me to stand. "Can you pile up that blanket? I need to wash it tomorrow." "You don't have a washer here?" "It's too big for mine. Just leave it by the door. And these too," she said, throwing the cloths on top. "Come to the bedroom after." "Okay." She was lying under her sheets, her body making soft shapes. I cuddled up to her, feeling tired. "I like that you're funny." "Oh, you haven't seen anything yet," she stretched out. "Stephanie wasn't funny, was she?" Not at all. She was super serious. And when things got intimate, she changed completely. Her voice, how she stood, how she acted, it all changed. You couldn't just talk to her. She was following a script, and that's it. Yeah, that happens a lot. She was acting. Not everyone is like that. You aren't. You aren't either. I merged my sexual side with who I am when I changed. Before it was like they were split, apart. Now I'm the same all the time. It feels better. You can do that? Anyone can, if they really want to. She moved closer. "You're a good man, Dave. Remember that. And not just to me, okay? Lots of people would think so. Especially women. You're good-looking. You've got your life together. And you're kind, understanding, and good at showing love. You'll find someone." Uh-huh. She was keeping distance. "But not with you." "Oh, you're doing very well with me. No doubt about it. You're doing better than nearly everyone. But there's no more road ahead. You like being married, right? Not just to Stephanie, but the whole idea? The steady feeling, the title, being someone's other half makes you happy." Yeah, that rings true. Though my own marriage wasn't great, it wasn't what I hoped for. But I did like what I thought it was. Maybe too much, stuck in place. These past years, it was all fake. The steady part was just a show. The title was a lie. I wasn't really a married man, I was cheated on. Now I need to carry that fact like armor. Do you see yourself marrying again? Not soon, but just in general. I'm not talking about to me, but to someone else. I guess, when I'm ready. But wow, that'll take time. I need to deal with my anger and trust issues. I've just started to touch on that. People who split up either remarry fast or wait 7 to 10 years. I think you'll be the wait kind. You don't have to fix all your problems, by the way, just most. It's okay if some things still hurt sometimes. You got past your problems. You're kind to think so. But no, I haven't. Because you promised yourself you'd never be in a relationship again? Not just that. I mean, I don't think anyone could move past what happened to me. The hurt stays. It's like losing a leg. You can heal, but you're missing a part. You learn to deal with it, to use something else in its place. You might live a long, good, happy life, but you'll always be missing that part, and sometimes you can still feel it. Sometimes it still hurts. I didn't know what to say. It's not that I don't trust folk, Dave, not that I don't trust guys, and it's really not that I don't trust you. She spoke with firmness. You stick to your words, I repeated. Always. If I can't, I won't say yes. That's strong. I think you should try it. You made a vow to me. I did. I said I'd help you, stand by you, help you get past your tough time and more. You meant every word. I did. You get it. I'm starting to. A thought hit me. I'm not the only one, am I? I met Liz. You help fix broken hearts like mine, and for what, like 20 years now? 24. How many? She paused. You're the 30th, I believe. That's a lot. Don't think you're just one of many. Each time is unique. It doesn't always work out, and I don't get close with everyone. You're different. Haven't felt this way in a long time. And I've got some plans for you if you're ready. What plans? I'll tell you when the time's right, but for now, you've got a lot to learn. Like what? Well, I was about to say. People who marry again quickly try to get back to what feels safe. They want it all to feel like old times. It's not the best way to live. So, getting married again right off the bat? No, don't rush it. Those odds aren't great, not even the first time around. And you, rushing towards me with all those feelings? I get it, feelings are okay. You can care for me a lot, and I care for you too. But here's the thing. I'm not going to be your girlfriend, not your next wife. It's just not in the cards. We're something else, not what you're thinking. Friends with benefits? Not exactly. That's not the right tag for us. She cuddled up to me again, cozy and warm. Look, You were with one person, only one, for so many years. You haven't seen much of what's really out there, all the different ways people can come together. You might think it's about finding the one, seeing if you click, and if all goes well, you lock it down. That's the dream, right? White fence, the whole keeping score with the neighbors, the usual drill. You've been there, done that, right? But it doesn't have to be that way. Not every lady you meet should be seen as your future long-haul partner. Not all good things last forever. Not every big thing is meant to. It's not always about walking down the aisle. Sometimes it's just about the moment, lasting as long as it should, ending when it's time. And from it, you hope to grab whatever you both were looking for. With any luck, you learn a bit from each other, then go your separate ways, taking a piece of that experience with you, making it a part of who you are. I had some really great times with people I dated, and what made them special was not just how happy I was when we were together, but also how things ended. I still think fondly of them. This idea hit me hard. I thought of how shocked Steph was when Liz said, "You don't have to marry everyone you date." I bet my face looked the same. She knew it. She couldn't see my face, but she felt my reaction. "Think of it as going to school," she kept going, calm as ever. "You sign up, take your classes, join in on all the school fun. You make buddies, play sports, join clubs, you study, hang out, party, stay up late, learn your limits with drinking, and get through. You're living as a student. That's your role. Then graduation comes. It was never going to last forever, but that doesn't take away its value. It doesn't mean it wasn't right for you, or that it was a lie, or a mistake. Just because it ended doesn't mean it failed. It was a win. You'll remember it as something you needed to do and are glad you did, and you'll always be part of it." "So what? You're teaching me?" I asked. "I am a teacher, yes, but not in this case. Here you're more my learner. You start as a newbie, become my equal, and then you'll be a master yourself. Maybe even better than me. That's what I hope for. But I'll always be here to guide you. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll have to fight for your old master, little one." But I thought we agreed you were Batgirl, so that makes me Robin. "So I'm meant to become the Bat for a bit, then head over the river to Bloodhaven and turn into Nightwing?" "That's right. Those are your plans for me?" "Smart kid." "Yes, something very much like that." "And how many of your plans actually end up like that?" Two out of 30? "I told you you're special." I didn't know what to say. Then the perfect line came to me. "By Grabthar's hammer, you will get your payback." She sounded happy, like a cat. Next morning, it was Cookie's turn to wake up early. She wanted to work out before her 8 o'clock class. Her blender mixing some green shake woke me up. "Gotta go. Lock up after. Love you." She kissed me and left, looking great in her tight workout clothes. I stayed in bed 5 more minutes. Then, I felt I wasn't alone. A shadow moved, and 2 green eyes appeared. "Sebastian?" The cat disappeared. I got out of bed, nearly slipped in the shower, and packed my stuff. I realized then I wouldn't live here. I'd come back, but just as a visitor. That's all I was this time. Damn, was I just a visitor in Stephanie's life too? Just passing through, always moving on. Was my whole life just passing through? Trying not to cause trouble, keeping my impact low. My job and moving stuff around, setting up ways for things to run smoother. Is that all my life was? Moving things, not staying put? Making stuff for others, but not for me? I shook my head. "No, don't think like that. It's okay to feel sad. Just let it pass. I made plans. I chose paths. I got stuff done. That's what I'm about. I drowned in work for a bit. Once ahead, I thought about my next move. I liked my job. It was going well, like Cookie's cool name. I could go far, even out of the country. Why not? Jessie kept me here too. But she'd find better work, maybe far away in 3 years. She might meet a guy and move. Michael, he was set on Chicago. He had big dreams and nothing would stop him. He was unstoppable. But there was another truth. Cookie was a reason I stayed. This thing, whatever it was, had just begun. It's only been a week, but what a week. Maybe she wasn't... Was she? I tried not to think of her too much. This wasn't us being together, not like that. Or was it? If it was new to me. Maybe she was right. Maybe this is right for now, not forever. I didn't know how it would end or change. Stop diving into those thoughts, Dave. I looked into jobs in the Windy City, thinking of moving abroad later when the kids were okay on their own. I sent emails, waiting for news. I booked 3 months in a suite close to work and shops. It had a tiny gym. I decided to get a bike. I threw myself into work and spent the rest of the day looking at houses and flats. Some folks from Chicago emailed back, keen on having me move there. After my job, I drove straight to my new temp place and unpacked. It was quick. I checked my phone, which Stephanie had filled with messages. I ignored them. I erased all her texts and sent her one, telling her about our meeting with the couple's therapist next Wednesday. She replied with more texts I didn't bother reading. This was the first night in 3 not spent with Cookie. This past week, I spent more time with her than I had with Stephanie in a year. And not just the physical stuff, which was a big part. I mean real talks. Feeling someone cares, being wanted and held. Damn, this was really an affair. Then I thought about if Steph had been doing the same with that jerk. Probably a lot. My gut twisted. She hadn't been close to me like that. No wonder we drifted apart. She was getting what she needed from someone else. Damn it. Did I mess up? Was it my fault for not being there for her? Crap. I heard somewhere that if you want to fix a problem, you have to admit your part in it. Was the end of our marriage partly my fault? Did I not pay enough attention to her? Did she feel overlooked? Left out? Had I gotten too comfortable? Not talked enough? I didn't think so. And the first thing she wrote in her Dear Dave letter was that I was a great husband and it wasn't about me. Was that true, or was she just trying to make me feel better? No, I think she meant it. She's always quick to point out my mistakes when she sees them. But she never said she was unhappy. My phone was still in my hand when Cookie called. Hey, Dave. Hi, Cookie. Ooh, you sound down. Are you feeling sorry for yourself again? Yeah, I guess. Maybe thinking more about it all. Okay, well, that's going to happen. Just don't let it wreck your night, okay? Okay. Listen, I just wanted to check on you and tell you tonight's my work night at the club. I dance Thursdays and Fridays now. It fits my schedule better. But didn't you start early today? Yeah, it's a long day, but I get a 5-hour break in the middle and I always nap then. I just wanted to say I won't be free to hang out until Saturday. Oh, and coming to the club to see me is a bad idea. You might think you're okay with it, but watching me work will be awkward. I don't want to make you uncomfortable. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I thought you left the club. Why did you think that? Jessica said her friends couldn't find you. Yeah, Jerome tells the college kids I'm not there. I also switch between 4 different clubs around town to keep them guessing, and I use different names. Now and then, folks know me, but it's not as much as you'd think. College guys don't have a lot of cash for strip clubs. Plus, it's easier for them to find someone to sleep with. That makes sense. I wasn't that lucky in college. Maybe you just didn't think you were good enough. Trust me, you're a good find. Thanks. Hey, I wanted to know. When you dance, do you always choose a name with a C? I do. Why? Just curious. The guy at the private rooms called you C. Jerry knows me well. He said I was lucky to get your help. He meant it's bad what happened, but I was in good hands. He's kind. He's one of your special cases, too? No. He's married to a great guy, Daniel. They've been together for nearly 20 years. Oh, I wouldn't have thought. About him being gay? He doesn't act in a way that shows it. He looks out for the girls and understands the clients well. Seems like he's right for the job. He is. Hey, I have to go. Just wanted to see how you were. Did you find a place to stay okay? Yeah, I'm there now. Good. You still owe me a dinner date. How about Saturday? Sure. Saturday works. Where do you want to go? Surprise me. Just pick a place with healthy options. Ruth's Chris was nice, but their food is too heavy for me. Okay. Dress nice, but not too fancy. Ha. We both have choices to make then. Yeah. All right. Have a good night. Don't feel bad for yourself for more than, say, another 45 minutes, okay? Then stop. Do something fun, something different. Just don't drink. You'll be glad later. Okay. Promise. Twice more. Okay. I swear I won't be sad all night. I'll take care of me and do fun stuff I don't usually do. Nice. See you Saturday. Call me tomorrow. Okay. Love you. Love you too. The call ended. I felt barriers going up. That was likely good. I thought about watching her dance again, but she was right. That would be odd. I'd feel jealous and sad, and that's not good. Yet I broke my vow and moped all night anyway. Next day at work I did well, even though I looked at houses online a lot. I chose a condo and had options, but it felt like a dream. Was I moving for real? It would be good for my job. I couldn't stay in that house. The kids, well, that would play out soon. I guess neither would stay there much again. It was not home now. It was that house. That was starting to sink in. I also had my first talk with a divorce lawyer at 2. I got all the papers they wanted and got there on time. Walking in, I felt a deep drop in my stomach, but I was set on doing this. The lawyer was a lady named Alicia Swanson. I heard that men do better with women lawyers and women do better with men. No clue if it's true. I showed her my money stuff and the letter Stephanie left. Wow, this is really bad, she said. You know, this state doesn't care about who did what in a divorce. Still, this letter makes her look bad. Dumb of her to write it down. It'll make the deal more in your favor. What do we want? I just want it over. We'll split it fair. We sell the house. It's gone up in value, so there's good money in it. The kids are 19, so we don't need to worry about who they live with or paying for their day-to-day stuff, right? That's right. But you still gotta help pay for their school, and your name's on their loans. Splitting up doesn't change that. Any extra help you want to give them can go straight to them or into a savings they can use. It doesn't have to go through Stephanie. She looked a bit concerned. I don't want to stir things up, but they are your kids, yes? You checked? I thought about that. Steph said she wouldn't mess with me like that, and I kinda laughed it off. I never did those DNA tests, but even if I did, they're still my kids. I love them more than anything. They've always known me as Dad, and nothing else matters. That's the way to think. Okay, let's keep that idea just in case things get messy. I get you don't want this to be ugly, and I hope for your sake it stays that way. But remember, I'm here for you, ready for anything. Just testing could be seen as a big screw you to your ex. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hurt. My life's fallen apart. I'm mad as hell. She's earned a screw you. But I want to keep things cool and fair, at least to start with, at least in writing, and I want to pay her as little as possible. Understood. Given the money you both make and how long you've been married, paying her some money each month is likely. The only way out is if she gets remarried. That letter she wrote might help us pay less, with her talking about co-equal husbands. We might also get it reduced if we can show her new man is helping her out. So, they're living together? Well, from what I see, she's at his place. Just there, though. I don't think she's moved in, and I can't be sure. Should we hire someone to dig deeper? I know a few people who can help. I mean, everyone knows they're together now. Aren't those spy folks pricey? Would it even cut down the money we give her? She just shrugged. If you're thinking about sticking to a prenup or suing for breaking up the marriage, then yeah, go for it. But just to maybe cut down on money you have to give? Probably not worth it. It might not pay off for years, if at all. We could just try to get her to say where she's living. Are you still at the house? No. Been crashing with a friend. Now I'm staying near work. And she's not at the house? I changed the locks. Then she broke in and changed them back. She locked you out? Looks like it. And she's not even there but says she wants you back? Makes no sense. You're telling me. None of this does. She sighed. It often doesn't. But it's okay, we'll handle it. As long as you're both safe, the rest isn't a big deal. Is she going to make a fuss over the house, the money, or drag this out with therapy? I've got a therapy session booked. You do? You agreed to that? Yeah, just to wrap things up. I'm even covering it. That could go either way. Don't be shocked if it doesn't work out. Still, showing up to therapy shows you're trying to keep things friendly, and judges like that. Trust me, they hate dealing with messy fights. I get that. Believe it or not, lawyers aren't fans of the mess either. Most of what we fight over for our clients is just silly. There was a time, 6 long weeks, fighting over a coffee table nobody really wanted. Truth is, when folks check out of their marriage, that's it. You can't make someone stay if they don't want to. The law just takes a bit to catch up. Most times when folks split, they both don't want to stay together, but they drag it out trying to hurt the other. Sure, it means more cash for me, but really, it's better for all if it ends fast. I kinda liked her. She moved the papers, looking ready to finish up. I think we have what we need now. I can be ready to file in a week or so. Just tell me when and where you want him served. As soon as can be. At his spot. Or no. At work. Or no. Think on it. When and where you pick sends a message. Being kind is better. For you. Now. I can get tough if needed. God knows you've given me plenty. But you're saying you don't want a big fight, right? Right. Okay, I'll think on it. When's your counseling? Wednesday. See how that goes. Call me after. She packed my papers in a box. And try to have a good afternoon. Trust me, things could be way worse. Okay. I left her office. I called Jessica. Got her voicemail, then a text right back. Hey, with Mom right now, not a good time. Call you later. I replied with KK, which I knew meant okay, but not why. So I called Michael. Hey, Dad. How are you? Any news? Just saw my divorce lawyer. Michael went quiet. You there? It's just hard to believe all this is happening. The process is starting. It'll be a week to file and have her served. Then a few more months, maybe a year, especially if it goes fast. We have a talk planned for Wednesday. I hoped it would help your mom see things more clearly, but I've been warned it might not go the way I hope. I bet I'll have to own up to whatever part I played in our marriage issues. You're not to blame, Dad. I get where you're coming from. I've been reading up on this. It's normal to feel this way, but man, I'm not great at this stuff. People take things to heart. Like, kids often think a divorce is their fault, even though it really isn't about them at all. Oh my. Michael, you don't believe this is your fault, do you? No, not really. I've had those thoughts, sure, but I can shake them off. I haven't lived at home for most of the year, and before, it seemed like Mom was keeping it all away from us, right? You're right. She was only thinking of herself. I see that. Listen, I don't want to speak ill of your mom. She's your mother no matter what. I don't want to hurt your bond with her or make you pick sides, okay? You're not. It bugs me, but I'll still form my own opinions. I just hope the person I marry doesn't end up hurting me like this. Well, I want to say she won't, but who really knows? I just hope things turn out better for you. Maybe marriage isn't so great, huh? Don't think that way. Like I said, I've been reading. Gen Z isn't rushing into marriage or starting families like older generations did. Millennials were slower than Gen X, and your group was slower than the boomers. Maybe younger folks are starting to question the whole idea. Possibly. Know what? What? I'm really lucky to have such clever kids. Glad to help. Hold on. He was doing something with his phone. Jess is calling. She's with her mom. You should pick up. I'll ring you later. Bye. Love you, Dad. It was about 45 minutes later. Dad? Hey, Michael. Okay, so Jess was really upset. She cried a lot. Oh no, is she okay? I'll call her. No, I'll go over. I'm here, Dad, she said. Michael put you on speaker. Oh, hey, honey. I'm okay now. I feel better. What did your mom say? Oh, it was bad. She tried to make me okay with Mr. Davenport joining our family. She wants me to see him like a new dad or something as her second husband. She did what? I think she's not thinking straight. Could be middle-aged stuff. I told her it was crazy, you'd never agree, and neither would I. But she didn't listen. She's stuck in this weird dream and won't snap out of it. That woman thinking she can bring Lee Davenport into our family? Yeah, that's what she said. No way. Jessie started to cry again. Daddy, how can she do this? To you? To us? I don't get what's wrong with her. She's... Calm down, Jessie, it's okay. Yeah, little sis, we got this. She cried a little more anyway. Jessie, I'm coming over. No, you don't have to. Yes, I do. Look, I'm free anyway. I can't just leave you upset. Let me buy you dinner. Let me be there, please. She stayed quiet. For me. Let your dad do this, for my sake. You're a good dad, she said. The best, Michael added. I'm on my way. I'll wait outside my dorm. Text me when you're close. Okay. I love you, Daddy. Love you too, Jessie. And you, Michael. Love you. Look after my sister, Dad. I will. We hung up. I sent the text, and Jessie hopped in my car with a gym bag. She wasn't planning to stay at her dorm, I guessed. I took her out to eat, but she could only handle soup. We didn't talk much. Back at my place, we just sat. My strong, smart 19-year-old was like a little kid again. I just held her, and we breathed together. Sometimes just being there is all you need. Jessie slept on the couch bed and we had breakfast, then brunch, and a long call with Michael the next day. I dropped her back at school and checked my emails. My move to Chicago was almost sure. The company would pay for it. I had 2 condos in mind and I asked Michael what he thought. Maybe we'd live together soon. I did my laundry. There was less of it than before. It felt strange doing it just for me. I used to do it with Stephanie and the kids. While the laundry ran, I texted Cookie about our date at a new tapas place. Stephanie kept calling, but I ignored her. After what she did to Jessie, I couldn't deal with her. I met Cookie for dinner. Tapas means you get little bits of many dishes to share. It was fun to try a lot. Cookie liked the idea. "How's the extended stay?" She kissed my cheek as we sat. "It's fine. Not too busy." "Yeah. Look, you can always crash at my place, Dave, but it's really just for me in the long run." "Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't slip in your shower. You need one of those mats that don't let you slip." "I got one. It's in a stand for umbrellas by the tub next to the hot tap." "You do?" "Didn't see it?" "No. Man, lucky you didn't fall. You should have told me." "I forgot. My bad. I shower at the gym or the club, not at home. I just soak in the tub. It's nice for that." I did think about that. Funny, the things we don't see. The shower mat. Stephanie's secret stuff. Feels like the world's full of danger we don't know about, waiting around each bend. I was feeling low, but Cookie always sees right through me. Thought about asking her about her nights out dancing, but knew she'd say, "What happens there, stays there." Started to wonder if she was doing more at the club, but realized I didn't want to know. Definitely didn't want her guessing I was thinking it. "Dave, you're far away." Sorry. Yeah, got a lot on my mind." Stephanie. "Yeah, and you. You were right about the club. Wouldn't have helped. Too tough. And the future. I'm off to Chicago. But am I going to something new or running from something? Not sure who I am now. No clue what's next. Feels like I'm not in charge of anything." She nodded. "It's 'cause bad stuff happened. Yeah? Okay, look. We can't always pick what happens to us. But there's a thing you haven't really got yet. I've said it before, but you didn't grab it. When you do, it'll click. Till then, it's just talk. But I'm like a teacher, okay? I'll keep trying to show you this idea until you get it. Ready? Yeah. You'll get it when you're ready, not before. The lesson is simple. Bad stuff just happens and we can't stop it. But what we can control is how we react. You get the last say in how you let things touch you. It's tough, I know. We're tricky and don't always stick to what we plan. Stuff hits us in ways we can't figure out, so dealing with them gets hard. Sometimes our feelings get in the way of thinking straight. But when all is said and done, you're the only one who chooses how you react to anything. I get it, but it's hard. No, stop that. Look at me. Look at where I was and where I am now. It's not going to be quick. You might battle with this your whole life. You might choose to battle with this your whole life, or you might choose otherwise. It's all on you. Okay. Now picture this. Picture a guy, and something really bad happened to him. He feels like everything's ruined, like he's lost any shot at happiness. Not hard to imagine, right? But this isn't you. His name was William Ernest Henley. He lived back in the late 1800s and he was hit with a sickness. Even lost a leg to it, spent a lot of his life hurting bad. Here's what he had to say about his situation. "In the dark that surrounds me, deep as a hole from end to end, I'm thankful for whatever gods there are for my strong soul. Caught in tough times, I didn't flinch or yell out loud. Even when luck hit me hard, my head is bloody but high. Past this place of anger and crying, just the shadow of doom waits, and still the threat of the coming years will face me fearless." The poem's name is Invictus, which means never beaten. He's down, hurt bad. Looks like he's done for, but that's not true. He's up for more until his end. Even in death, he's not beat. He may be down, but he won't give up. Wow, was all I managed. The world spun. I had to hold the table to not fall down. Do you feel it? Yes. Oh, wow, yes. Strength, David. Power, will, Invictus, yes. Who leads your life? I do. Who leads your soul? I do. Louder. I do. Who picks your path? I do. Right on. Invictus. Yes. Now your lot in life could be better, could be worse, doesn't matter. You choose how things will be. You choose because they're yours. Be true about you. Be honest. Make choices for you because you're the boss. Be genuine. You're not tricking anyone, especially not you. That's how to live. I felt lightheaded, like I was drunk. It doesn't have to happen all at once. It almost can't. I just need to keep moving. One day at a time, as they say. I don't think you'll just get over it, David. I think you'll just keep moving, because you chose to. That's how you stay unbeaten no matter what. Like when Worf was trapped by the Dominion and kept fighting in the arena. DS9. Nice. Happy to meet another geek. I told you I'm full of it. Your head and your heart. It's packed with the best stuff, Dave. After dinner, Cookie asked me to take a walk. We were in a busy part of town, close to where events happen. She pulled me into a small jewelry shop. Was she thinking of giving me a gift? What size is your ring, Dave? The one for your right hand? I don't know. No worries. They can find out here. And they did. An old man had lots of rings tied together, and he found my size while Cookie looked around. That one, she said, picking a strong-looking ring made of a hard metal, not gold. Was it a type of wedding ring? You do words on it, right? Now? The man said he did. Okay, I want 3 words. Put around the inside, not all together. Here, here, and here, she showed him. She wrote something on a paper I couldn't see. What's all this for, Cookie? Quiet. It's a present. My idea. I can't let you. You don't need to let me, I want to. You can get rid of it if you like, but I'm still doing this. But you said... What did I say? You said we're not in that kind of link. Oh, no, you got it wrong. This is for you. From me. But the ring isn't about me. It's about you. A thing to remember. To remember what? You'll find out. She gave me the ring when it was ready and paid with a card. It fit snug and looked nice. Cookie knows what's good. It was strange, though. I had worn a ring on my left hand for 20 years, and now it was on my right. Everything was flipped. I took it off to see the words inside. Strength, honor, unbeatable. Strength. Honor. Never beaten, she explained. Let it be your light in the dark when all other lights go out. I laughed softly. Like a gift from Galadriel. The starlight of Irendil. Wow. You catch everything, O king of geeky facts. She had a smile as bright as a magic jewel. When it feels dark, when you're hurt or you feel lost or alone, touch this ring and remember. Just hope you don't have to fight a giant spider. I doubt that will happen. I'm going to Chicago, not a dark, scary land. I kissed the ring and then her cheek. Thanks, Cookie. I'll keep it close forever. I'll wear it like you said, but I'll also think of you and all you've done for me. Hey, don't get all mushy. It's not goodbye. I'm moving away. And you'll be back. And I'll visit there. We won't see each other all the time, but I promise to stick by you, and I will. Thank you. It's part of your adventure, young learner. Speaking of adventures, I packed a bag. Let me go with you to your new place. What a night that was. Cookie and I spent it together fully, and she enjoyed a long shower. We didn't stick together for long after a quick breakfast. She had a ton of homework to check, and we both had to work the next day. Michael was surprised when I suggested he could live with me, or more like, I could live with him when he came to Chicago in a few years, but he liked the idea. He was excited about having his place, but Chicago is expensive, and he'd probably need someone to share it. A roommate who pays for everything and is happy just to have you around is the best kind. He didn't say yes for sure, but did say he preferred one of the condos much more. Monday was just another day. So was Tuesday. The good part of the day was hitting another sushi spot with Cookie. She paid. She was happy to see me with the ring. I hadn't taken it off. I saw it as a promise to myself. The sushi was much better than before, and the sake was a plus. Cookie knows her sushi. She showed me how to use chopsticks. It was her treat, but it cost a lot more. We didn't talk about my meeting with Steph the next day, but I kept touching the ring. It was Wednesday, a big day. I got to the counselor's office right on time. Being late would look bad, and being too early might let Steph get to me first. I wanted to be just like Gandalf about time. I was a bit early, hid my car, and walked in with a minute to spare. She wasn't there yet. I looked around the waiting space, feeling out of place. I sat down with bad coffee from the machine and waited. After 10 minutes, I had enough. No one was at the desk, so I looked for someone to ask. A girl was reading on her tablet. Hey, I'm here to see Jordan Koenig. He's busy now. You can see him in an hour. I should be in there with him. It's our first time here. I'm David Jameson. You are? She looked confused. She checked her desk screen. Jameson? Yes. Oh, you're in room 4? She looked puzzled. I thought you were here. Why would you... Never mind. Thanks. I found room 4 and knocked. A guy opened it. Sorry, we're busy. Cheney should have told you. I'm David Jameson. You are? But then who? He looked shocked. Come in. In the room were Stephanie and her damn boyfriend, Lee Davenport. Great, you're here. Steph smiled big. Bad you're late, but now we can start. Steph, why's he here? Let me guess. You two came together. You made Jordan and Cheney think he was your man. I've been here for like 10 or 12 mins. So we're here to talk about this, right? My hand turned into a fist. I bet it went all white. I chilled out and pressed my thumb to my ring, a gift from Galadriel. Power. Truth. Never give up. Hold on, Dave. Don't let them get you. Looks like I gotta face a big fight. Before I could talk, Jordan took charge. Mrs. Jameson, this is your man? And him, your side guy? Not cool to bring him here. He shouldn't be part of your marriage chat. Just you two. Lee Davenport froze, like he didn't want to make a move or say a word, like a little critter trying not to get caught by a cat. We're soulmates, said Stephanie. I thought this was our chance to talk, sort things out, without David losing it again. Jordan looked at me. I guessed the less I said, the better I was doing. David's not flipping out, Stephanie. He looks pretty calm. Honestly, bringing this guy feels like you're poking at him. Looking for a reaction, I added. And what would that be? Okay, yeah, this guy's a therapist. You know the joke. How many therapists to change a light bulb? How many do you think? Bad joke. But now I had the spotlight. My answer? Well, this shows just how messed up my marriage is. My soon-to-be ex-wife must be out of her mind to think I'd be part of her circus. I walked to the door. I'll cover this session, not the next one. And I was out for good. Please talk to Stephanie, make her see how wrong she is, I said. Look, he's being so silly. A grown-up should stay and talk. She looked happy. Stephanie, I hope one day you see things clearly. Expect papers by the week's end. I'm done. And with that, I left. Those were the last words we spoke for over 6 years. Alicia Swanson moved fast. She even got a court order to keep Stephanie away after what she did at the counseling place. The papers were given to Stephanie at Lee Davenport's place 2 days after I left. Stephanie tried to fight it, but I didn't need the house to live in. My bond with Michael and Jessica was strong. I moved to Chicago, kept busy with work, and got used to a new city. I didn't rush into marriage again. The divorce could take its time. I was done with her. I lived my life freely. Stephanie didn't want to sell the house. That was okay. She wasn't living there, and neither was I. The house was almost fully paid. It was worth a lot, so I kept paying for it. No problem. She would have used the kids against me if she could, but they were grown up. Plus, they thought she was crazy. They even got those DNA kits as a big no to Stephanie. She wanted a fight. I stayed calm. Alicia was right. You can't stay with someone who doesn't want to stay with you. After 21 months, it was over. Steph tied the knot with Lee Davenport almost as soon as our divorce was done, saving me a heap of alimony cash. They split after about 10 months. Looks like they liked the sneakiness more than being actually married. Lee moved for a job, then out of state. Steph married again, kept him for a bit, then he cheated and left. Next, she got together with a woman and moved in fast. You know the old joke? What does a lesbian bring on a second date? A U-Haul. Yep, not a great joke. Their romance faded fast. Now she's seeing other men but calls it being poly, though I doubt the others know. Moving to Chicago helped me climb the work ladder, and now I'm thinking about hanging up my boots. Michael came to live with me when he finished school. That lasted 2 years, until he met a girl and moved out. They got married, and now I'm waiting to be a grandpa. Jessica loves to roam the world, doing different jobs, meeting old and new friends. She's not rushing to settle down. Maybe she's onto something. Maybe marriage ain't all that great. I never remarried. I still get a lot of looks from divorced women my age, but I'm not jumping back in. Trust is hard for me, I'll admit. But I've got my reasons, and it's not just me being stubborn. Verdi had it right. Women are fickle. I still wear the ring Cookie gave me every single day, and I find myself touching it a lot, for strength. I still talk to Cookie, even though we never got closer than I've said. True to her word, she visits Chi-Town during her breaks, and I sometimes go see her at her place. Sebastian is okay with me now, but it took a couple of years. Oh, and she did write about me in her new book. Dr. Heartbreak looked at the groups and help that come around people who just got out of a marriage. I was one of the good stories she told. During one of her trips, we walked through Centennial Park after a day full of tourist stuff. There's lots to do. We saw the Field Museum and had dinner at Lou Malnati's. She really liked it, even though she said it had too much cheese. I worked something out, I said, not looking at her. You worked out what? Your tattoo. No, you didn't. Her little sad smile might have been more like a sly grin. Yes, I did. I don't need to guess, I'm sure. No, you might think so, but I'm telling you, you're wrong. She took my hand. Just do me a favor, okay? Don't waste one of your guesses. I know we've been through a lot together and we've become close. That's normal for me, but I'm sure it's different for you. You think you know me well enough, but nobody really does. Nobody gets it. Look, I'll admit sometimes I let people make their 3 guesses and then they'll never know, but doing that with you would make me a bit sad. With you, dear David, it's better to leave the chance open and not tried. Trust me. I gently squeezed her hand and turned to touch her face. The reason nobody has ever guessed right, I said, is because everyone thinks it stands for 3 different things. That's not it. It's the same thing, said 3 times, to make it strong, like a spell or a charm. Her eyes opened wide. She let go of my hand and stepped back a little. What? How could you? She shut her eyes, shook her head, and shivered. You can't, just can't. I pulled her close and placed my right hand in the middle of her back, right where her special mark was. I leaned in, my lips near her ear, and began to hum a tune that was light, happy, and felt like magic. C is for cookie. That's fine by me. While I sang, I used my finger to draw a C along one of the 3 curled lines that made up the special knot. She caught her breath. C is for cookie. That's fine by me. The next C was backwards or turned a bit. C is for cookie. That's fine by me. The last C, flipped over, joined the ends of the first 2, finishing the knot. Oh, cookie, cookie, cookie starts with C. I made a circle around the mark, just like hers, making sure my finger touched each of the 3 parts with each mention of cookie. She was trembling in my hold. I pulled back to see her eyes. They were bright and full of tears. It's like a little cheer in your head. You find it strong. That's what you shared. She nodded. The mark is your name, I said. More like it's how you show who you are in a way only you get. It's who you are. That funny character is your hero, and this is his song. Now, as grown-up, it's your own strong truth. Why can't a fun joke or a kid's tune also be something deep? You showed me it can, but there's more. Go on. Her voice was so soft. Tears streamed down her face. Why do we mark things with our names? What does it really mean? It means we say these things are ours. We stand by them. If you had another's name marked on you, it would mean you were theirs, always. It would tell everyone who saw it. But you put your own name on you deep in your skin, forever. You said you are your own, and no one else's. No one can see it, it's just for you. You shut everyone else out. You did this 3 times with your own special signs. When you dance, you always use a name that starts with C, and you pick room number 3. The number 3 pops up for you all the time, like magic. 3 is a magic number, just like that song from Schoolhouse Rock says. And oh, C is the 3rd letter in the alphabet. Her nods got stronger as I spoke, and she was shaking her head up and down to the beat of my words. I can't believe it. I thought no one knew. She shook again. Right when I saw you, I knew you were something else. You won't ever be someone else's, will you? You've said it a lot, but no one really listens, right? They think that love or what folks think about love or needing others will make you change. But you're just holding firm. They see it as you saying no to a part of you. I'm saying yes to a part of me, she said. You're right. No one gets it. They say I'm just stuck in my bad past. Yes, what happened to me hurts. But there's no one else for me. There never was. There never will be. She looked deep into me. It's not just saying no, it's saying yes. I belong to me. At the end, we all belong to ourselves. We're fooling ourselves if we think different. The thing is, I'm totally sure of it. I'm enough for me. You are. You really are. And I'm happy, Cookie. There's no one else I'd trust more with my friend. She started crying hard, holding me tight like I was the only thing keeping her safe in a huge storm. Thank you, she said after a bit, and took a few moments to pull herself together. Thanks for getting it. Thanks for getting me. And oh, thanks for respecting it. For respecting me. Not enough people do that. Not in many relationships, I said. I'm glad to be in this with you. And I'm glad for you. Glad for me for what? You've made your life mean something. You've found a reason. I worry too many of us don't do that. We just get by and look after our own. You're right. I think a lot of us are meant to just get by. Saving the world isn't easy, she sniffed. I'm going to need something from you, Dave. Say it. Anything. Keep going. I know you'll be okay, but you'll still hurt sometimes. Just keep living. Get better. Stay strong. Do what you need. I'll help. Others will too. But now you're ready. You deserve it even if you don't see it yet. I'll need help too. Sure, with what? The work, the task. It's a lot. She looked at me. The world's full of broken hearts every day. Everyone's been hurt. That sounds right. So I need you to do what I do. Not a lot. Just now and then. Just enough to touch someone, one at a time when it matters. Give back, you know? Or pass it on. Of course. How couldn't I? Yes, I'm ready. What should I do? Just listen, just be there. Just get people. Like you got me. Stay long enough to make a difference, even when they think you won't. Everyone needs to feel heard. Everyone needs to feel loved. Everyone needs to feel important. You can do that, Dave. Reach out to them. Understand them. Everyone's unique, so it'll be different each time. Maybe get close with some, or go fishing and say nothing. Whatever it needs. Whatever they need. Just be there to connect when you see a heart in need. Keep your word. I will. Good. Helping others often helps you the most. You said it that first night with me. I help others because it's what keeps me going. So that's what I'm doing now. That's my plan for when I retire. When I see Cookie, we chat about what we've been doing after being together like crazy. Hey, we're not young, but we're not done yet. It's only been a few years and I'm on try number 4. Maybe this one will be the one I teach. Who knows? Life is weird. Not at all what I thought it would be back before Steph lost it. But it's nice. It's warm. It feels worth it. And that's enough for me. Hey, listeners. If you enjoyed watching this video and want to stay updated with our latest content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss out on what's coming next. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video with Queen Cheating Tales.